Next on Cartoon Chat.
Give us a raise, loser.
This is the Animation Conversation, Cartoon Chat, of course. I am one of your hosts, Bryan the Baltimorean. This is episode 50, episode 50. It's absolutely awesome. I'm joined by a guy I've got to give a big thanks to for being in 40 of the 50 episodes that we've had. The Bucket Hat himself.
That was like a bunch of like shitty videos that just we've had. Like, all the videos are ass.
It would be a shame if any of us were in them.
You know what? The worst one is I think I saw a Cartoon Chat the other day about Regular Show, and
really, well, that's a good one. It's us.
The fourth one. We're in it.
Mark, yeah, this is fun though. I'm glad that we're at episode 50. I'm surprised you didn't play some Inside Baseball and say, you know, there was a certain episode with a certain person that only had 20 minutes of an episode back in the day. But, you know, you were very nice and respectful.
Wait, so I was missing for 10 by the...
You said what? Yeah, you're missing. Because it was, there's one with Kevin, there's one with Austin, there's multiple with Austin. Yeah.
Oh, this is before Screen Blast.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, you know, Cartoon Chat. So if you guys...
I thought like, for some reason...
This is not exclusive to the ones that we rebooted.
Okay, I was thinking like, We've been doing 50 since we started the Screen Blast Initiative.
Absolutely. The Screen Blast Initiative. That's a great way to call it.
Yeah, just call it the Screen Blast Initiative.
But no, like, again, the first episode came out back in April 2016, of course. And I thought that would mean, like, 50 episodes since 2016. That probably means a lot. But that was only 109 months ago, which means on average, we're still averaging around 2 episodes, or an episode every 2 months, which is actually kind of, that's not bad for 10 years, for 9 years. 2 episodes... or 1 episode every 2 months is not bad if you average it out.
You didn't make it for whatever hiatus we had during the Screen Blast.
We had a 4-year hiatus.
Before the Screen Blast Initiative.
A literal 4-year hiatus, man. Like, yet it still is in motion. But yeah, this used to be on my channel at Democracy, and there's a ton of people to thank, of course. Gotta thank Austin.
Used to be? It's not going on there anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Used to be?
No, it's still on there, but I mean, like, when it started back in 2016, this was at Democracy. Now it's on Screen Blast. We're doing other stuff. Check out our movie reviews as well. They're uploaded right alongside these pods, Cartoon Chat.
You still do a dual upload, or just a...
No, not regularly. Usually it's for the big ones, like the Christmas episodes, the Halloween episodes. We're going to do crossover month, obviously, with the Jellystone later. But, like, no, it's not usually not for the big ones, but I will get back into it. Point being, gotta thank the people that obviously were here from the very inception. We gotta thank Austin, who will be here later, Kevin, Lana, Troy, Dante, Martin, and Joe. Guys, appreciate all of you guys for being on all the pods that we've had since 2016. Again, 50 episodes. It's cool to actually get here. Technically...
I got beef with everybody you just named.
Oh, thank you to Nick, by the way, on the Halloween episode. Great choice. Great assistance on that. That was fun. But again, everyone that's involved, appreciate all of you guys. You make the episode.
Hey, if you know what we're talking about, you can go ahead and watch those fucking Beyblade videos. Those are my videos.
No, not the Beyblade. I'm talking the Beyblade cartoon show.
Oh yeah, well, like
But yeah, no.
But like, I don't disassociate with the fucking videos. Those are that's my fucking.
That's your creation.
Content. Yeah.
You feel proud of those, but like not the person, but you feel. This is like if you had a Harvey Weinstein YouTube channel and you were the one editing. It's like, I don't have a problem with the guy. I have a problem with the guy. But
the director of the fucking Mad Max things, even though Mel Gibson is like a shitty person, he's still proud of the fucking movies he made. So a lot of directors are a lot of directors are probably if they made good movies, even though like those actors are canceled, it's like fuck no, I made those movies.
Yeah.
Like they're still good to me.
No.
I don't care about the fucking actor. He's him. But I fucking directed him during that movie.
It's like the whole crew of House of Cards. Like they loved how the series turned out. It's just they don't like Kevin Spacey because he diddled some, dudes back in the day.
Yeah.
Some boys, I should say, back in the day. All right. So We're at episode 50. This is what I mean, by the way. Episode 50, if we stretch this out to episode 100, it's going to take us like 4 years to get to like, 2 to 3 years to get to an episode 100, hypothetically, because we release on average once a month. If we were to uptick that, it would be, we'd get there quicker, but we're doing about...
I mean, if we do some overtime, we can like have 100 episodes by next week.
We really could. Are you available tomorrow at 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m.? Because we could get at least 5 of those done. Then we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Using episode 100. Record me while I'm like sleeping. Yeah.
Episode.
All right. I watch my teeth like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's good.
That's our episode of.
Like I have the microphone next to me while I'm on tour. Like. Oh yeah. So I think this cartoon it has a good.
That's our review of Osmosis Jones. Like, we got to theme it. That's how it works.
That's our fucking part 2 of Jackie Chan Adventures.
So, episode 100 will
got another opinion coming. All right.
We'll be out before episode 50 at this point. But wanted to ask a couple things to you, of course. First off, we've been doing podcasting now since 2013. How do you see, when we started Cartoon Chat, obviously I started Cartoon Chat, but when we got into it earlier, how has podcast kind of changed? How is your perception of doing this change? Because I have completely different views than I do now than I did back then. I was really chasing after really got to get these I want to get to the big names. Like I don't even care really that much anymore. Like what do you feel about just podcasting in general at this point?
I felt more simple about it, just a thing we just threw on because all we did was get a fucking microphone out and the recording software, whatever, audio, anything that audio records.
Yeah. And
we were good. Now it's we can't do this without the equipment. We gotta have some good equipment. We can't just do this on the flow. And we have to plan this
PlayStation Move camera.
Plan this out. Is it just you and me, or we're gonna get somebody else? We gotta work through that. The topics, take notes. Sometimes I never have. My life is so busy. I never have the time for notes. So it's I'm just going to go with the flow again.
And then working around work. That's the big thing. That's the big difference now.
Yeah, yeah, and schedule appointments to witness the media we're trying to talk about. So even we're talking about movies and cartoons, but even just sometimes if we're talking about games, we're I want to have my memory fresh. I want to get back into it because we can't just neither of us like to just go off memory for a specific thing. He said we're trying to get into specifics.
No.
So it's it's a lot more work than that we're taking seriously than just something we just so I want to do a podcast. Let's just hey, I will we can just talk about this game. Okay, just throw it on.
Agreed. We were very. I mean, it was not to say it was careless, but we were very. The early episodes, I never really recommend people watch the old episodes because I hate not only how I was as a host, because I wouldn't let you guys talk that much. I was very self-centered and an asshole in that way with hosting for the most part.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend the old episodes, but also I think we've gotten worse over time, so I just recommend people don't watch us at all. We suck. We suck.
We're even worse than our predecessors.
Yeah, we I don't recommend people watch us at all. We suck.
No, but it's we've gotten, but and
I'm joking. I know. No, please subscribe. We need you.
You guys don't know, but he's joking. But yeah, it's I look back at those. It's I like what we do now. Where again with cartoon, when we rebooted Cartoon Chat, it's all right. I want to make sure that every cartoon we cover, we give the love that it deserves. The knowledge, we give it some backstory. We give it where at least an understanding of who's working on it, the cast that's working on it, the crew that's working on it. The environment that it's releasing in, a little bit of development. I want to get to the sense of why was this made, what were the bones of what we're talking about. And because before we were just fuck it, let's just talk about it. And that's not bad. We still do Toon Talk. Toon Talk is where we can still do that. We still openly can talk about whatever the fuck we want. It's a casual discussion.
Like I always said, I love editing. And I think our first podcast I think was the Racing Games podcast. And I think that one is still edited very well. My only thing is I was using the Wonder Share free trial, and the Wonder Share logo is just haunting over that.
It will never ever go away. I mean, we could wipe it a little bit, but like, you know, it doesn't matter anymore.
I can re-edit. I don't want to. That shit's on.
Yeah. It is funny to just have that still exist. It still exists.
Yeah, edit the music and like I know our friend Kevin hates it, but like a little backstages, he went on a fucking rant about like Santa Claus. And like I think it was a bit, but he was trying to be funny, but it was not funny. But he was acting like it wasn't funny. He was acting like it wasn't a bit. He was acting like it was serious, but no, it was a bit. It was a bit. He just didn't want to admit it. Because it was a very bad, unfunny bit.
He went on like this 2 to 3 minute tangent about why Santa Claus would be in this.
Why we eat children? Why eat children?
It's like, what are we talking about? And it's like,
yeah, it just like segue. It came out of nowhere.
I will say though, bold of Kevin, first time we get a microphone to just go on whatever the fuck he feels like. I will say, as an idea, go for it.
And that's how we started the Joe Rogan experience. Anyway, but like, yeah, so I was like, while I was editing, I was like, this is fucking useless, so I'm gonna just fucking cut it down. I like Santa Claus, alright, cut it. And I was like, wait a second, what if I just bring it back? And like, it was so many open opportunities during that recording. It was like, like that game rocks my world. I got Santa Claus. And like that was like,
is timeless.
Everybody loves that Santa Claus. And like he hated us for it. He was so pissed. And it's like, and we were just looking like, you deserve this because this is fucking like you gave us an unfunny bit and we made it funny. You should thank us.
We reworked it, dude. Again, that shit is timeless. It will. The fact it still exists.
I think my favorite part was like when he was when Kevin out of nowhere, he also randomly clapped. He was like, "Take 5."
Yes. But you did. Santa Claus.
No. He was like, take 5. And then our old friend Soul was on there too. And he was like, wait, what? It was like, no, I was just saying take 5. So I just put a picture of a take 5 candy bar on there. Every time he said,
oh, yeah, that's
take
what it
5. And like, well, no, I was just saying take 5. And like, he just like,
there we go. That's what it was. Again, those early episodes, how you edited that one episode was awesome. And again, you've gone down your rabbit hole of editing, which is why again we recommend everyone subscribe to K9 Biscuits. I have my own editing style that I barely get into anymore. But
I'm ADHD, so I like to when I edit, I just like to throw everything in there. I just want everything on screen.
Yeah.
Because that's just what I like to look at.
But why not? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I do think like that's the thing is like again. We talked about this because we're so busy. It's like we both love to edit in our own ways. Biggest issue is time, and that's why we still do these pods, but we just don't edit as much as we would with like we did back then. There was an energy of we've got so much free time, and we could just do this, and we're just gonna edit the fuck out of this in whatever way we want. But now it's like I don't have that much time. We're talking about this. Let's just get it out now. Let's get it out and talk about it. Like a little bit different energy, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I still love it.
Well, it's more again. We take this shit more seriously because we have to do a lot of planning with it.
Yes.
And we're trying to get more professional the more we go along with this shit.
Agreed. We're gonna have like 5K cameras next year.
By the way, like this whole setup was just like wasn't even on purpose because like when we thought about doing like before we thought about even the name Screen Blast, we were just like podcasts are just an occasional thing. Like hey. It wasn't a like a schedule thing. It was like, hey, want to get together and do a podcast of this sometime? Sure. We didn't really plan or anything. And then we did start Screen Blast later, and then we started doing that regularly.
There were other things because of course there was the era of I'm gonna change the name every couple of months. And then there was we did the way we play with Dante, and then the whole Dante thing, and now Dante.
We started with like
you know,
and like when we started doing started trying to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And then we started with like Loki, and then
that's right. That was
and then like we didn't have a new name for it. So like overnight I was like, Screen Blast should work. And I was like, this sounds like a good name. I'm confident Bryan will like it. But like if he doesn't, I'm just gonna delete everything. But like got the RSS feed, got the domain, got the all the thing, and I'm like. Hey Bryan, I like the word name Screen Blast. And like, sure that works. Yeah. Oh good, I already got everything. We're all set. I already made a old one and everything.
Just heads up, it's official anyway. So.
Yeah.
But
and then yeah. Oh yeah, but like, I remember like I was thinking about getting back into streaming, so I was like, let me try to get a streaming setup going. So like I was like. I was just playing around with all my tools and stuff. And I was like, I know how to work OBS. Let me set this up. Let me do this. And it's like, hey, Bryan, look at this streaming setup. Hey, let's try to use this for the podcast. And it's like,
why not?
This should just be the podcast now.
Yeah, because it went from...
And then we just started upgrading on top of it.
And we did that first Incredibles thing, and I was like, holy fuck, not only is this it's another level. It was like, oh my god, like what was here is like, it is a completely new level of what we were able to do, because of course, again, it went from, hey, like, here's a couple microphones, to something that we had only seen from, again, these legendary like channels like Double Toasted or other reviewers where it's like,
and I had
but that was it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Just the idea of wow.
And I had like ways this is like, we wasn't thinking about just upgrading the podcast. This is just like all the tools I already had on hand.
Yeah.
Like I had the studio's equipment before we like thought about using it for the podcast, because I just wanted the studio equipment. That's it. And it just kept down in the basement, like, wait a second, let me just get the studio equipment out. Maybe that'll look better. And like, just fix the lighting, we'll just have a backdrop here. It's like...
Yeah, you had like...
It was for green... That was for green... I just had that for green screen. Like, let me see if I can just order just a normal backdrop. And it's like, I just got Chicago. No, I got the brick wall, and then I got Chicago. And then we just like one of us with a backdrop, and it's like, we just like, upgraded from there. It's like, okay, yeah, this is the podcast now.
We went from... you already have 2 webcams, right? If I'm not mistaken. You already had one, or you bought another one at some point. It's like, but you already had 2 by the time we started doing the first The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, because I needed a new one.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, well, here's 2 webcams as well. It's like, okay, later down the line, it's like,
oh no. Okay, so here's what I remember. I had like my camcorder.
Right, oh my god, holy shit. How did I forget about the camcorder?
I was using the
Holy shit, that was the thing. Yeah.
I found out because like I was like, I need a high quality webcam.
Yep.
But I can't afford a high quality webcam. And it was like, my camcorder is very high quality. Can I just use that? And I found out, oh, I can. I just have to get this cord and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll just start using that. And then it's like, when we were doing podcasts, we was like, all right, let's just like, I need to let me have a second camera set up for him. And it's like, yeah, I think when we started using the camera, oh yeah, because I was doing the live editing first. And I had like the all the shit set up on my, because I was like, when I see streamers, and especially when I look at Double Toasted, they have like a tablet set up or something like that to where like they can commands on the screen.
On the fly.
There's like streamer stuff, and it's like, look, I made use of the tablet, so I was like, okay, let me just use it on the fly. And then one day the tablet went missing. I don't know, stolen or went to the Either World, whatever. And I was like, fuck, let me just get a new tablet. And it was like, you know what, as a safety measure, let me just assign buttons to a controller,
right,
to a Wiimote, just to make it easy. And I'll hand Bryan that because he'll be just a second in command for that. He'll just be the backup, and you just became the main editor.
Yeah, well, not but yeah, just
the main live editor.
Right.
You just became the main live editor.
Because it went from,
and I became the backup.
Because it went from you. It's like we were both doing back. Like, okay, like if I forgot, you were doing tablet, or we were doing. And then it just went from. Then it just went to. All right, well, fuck it. All right, yeah, we're just Okay.
And I just whenever
you see me fucking not doing shit, you're like.
I'm just gonna switch the camera angle.
You're like, this dumb fuck is not catching on. What are you doing?
Like, why is the camera still on me? Fuck.
Exactly. Why is it on this? But yeah, man, it's in that camcorder. It was great, but then I remember there were two.
We had to change the battery.
It was the batteries, and then that very sensitive fucking connector cable, that micro
replaced 3 times.
Cable, that kept you would angle it a little bit, and it would just be done. It's like, what the fuck? Like, atrocious.
That's because we step on. It's not that it was angled. It was when we step on it, it would break easily. You replace it 3 times.
It's like, Jesus Christ, come on. But like that was And now we're here with We have
to watch the battery. We have to change it every 30 minutes.
We've got better webcams. We don't need to pause for the camcorder. We are technically better than we've ever been.
A lot of fucking backdrops now.
A lot of backdrops. I see that Amazon has backdrops that you can have custom photos. I will get one of those that'll be shipped in by June. So, it's going to be a Baltimore background.
The only thing is, that is an inconvenience when podcasting. It's like, we do use my room, but, it's, the best space in the house.
The K9 Biscuits broadcast studio, man.
Studio. And, there's no way we're ever going to use the mill because there's no windows in there.
We were considering, and then we're like, wait a minute. It gets to like 90 degrees, 100 degrees here in Baltimore.
There's no windows in there. Yeah, we're gonna die.
There's no way.
And there's no way to set up downstairs. Like, so I have to like pick everything up and put it down all the time, which is like, well, we're just gonna get used to it because, I mean, there's nowhere.
Well, we found, obviously, we've been researching ways to, like, again, we found the library recording studio. It's like that could be an alternate. Obviously, if we have multiple people and we wanted to like try that as well in the future. Again, there are other ways.
In this economy, there's no we're gonna fucking buy a studio.
Well, we're not gonna buy a studio, but yeah, like that free recording studio at the library. It's like, oh, that's something. But for right now, Canine Vincent.
I don't mind. I don't mind the studio. We just have to clean everything up and put it back up whenever we have to.
Yeah, that's why I leave my trash here.
That's why I fucking kick you in the balls.
Yeah, like
that's behind the scenes of all our podcasts in general, not just cartoon.
Not just because of course Cartoon Chat's part of the Screenblast Society. Go to screenblastpodcast.com or go to Screenblast Society on YouTube and you'll find us there. What are your if you remember offhand? Obviously, there were several videos you said were bad that presented in the intro. Do you have any personal favorite Cartoon Chat episodes that you recall? I have a couple.
I was joking. They're all good. They're all.
No, you weren't joking. You were serious. You're like, fuck you.
Oh, then don't watch us. Why are you watching this bullshit? I hate the regular show one. The regular show episode is awful.
It's the worst because they keep talking about shit before getting to the regular show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst part. You don't have them on hand. Do you want me to pause, like a little Inside Baseball pause so you can look at the playlist and then, go back?
No, I can remember it offhand, but you gotta pause it. I guess more because of the content than the actual podcast, but like, I was heavily surprised with Swann season 1. Because like, whether if the show's bad or good, whenever like we have to like do homework, I'm like, all right, I gotta find appointment time for this. I gotta fucking watch this shit. It doesn't matter if it's bad or good, even if it's like the best movie ever. Even if it's the best movie ever, in my opinion, I'm like, I gotta find time to watch this shit. So like when we got Spawn, it was like we were tasked to do the first 4 episodes. And then I was like, I gotta keep going. I'm hooked. I gotta keep going. This shit is good. And we just ended up talking about the first season anyway.
Yes.
We was like, fuck the first 4 episodes. Just like season 1. And it's a discussion about season 1. And I think you kept going too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
And like, dude,
I think all of us.
I'm waiting to get Nick back on because we're doing season 2.
Nick and Martin, we all went and finished the last episode because it was like. I think Martin had already seen it and Nick had already seen most of it, but it was like, I've got to finish this because
I'm holding out on season 2 until we're ready to.
We go back. But,
yeah, I'm like, this shit's good.
Yeah.
But like the only thing I didn't like is every time I'm trying to watch a show, Todd McFarlane's like, turn off those lights.
Turn off the lights. It's like, okay, Todd, you can calm down. All right, everything's fine. Yeah, that was...
No, he walked into my house and was smacked my lamp.
Don't forget, he not only smacked you, he walked in, he then looks at you directly, just... Are you afraid of the dark? You like the... he went on a monologue. And then he fucking knocked over your shit. Crazy. No, Spawn was great. Again, I love that. I've got...
if you try, when you try to have, a night in bed with your wife, he's sitting there hey, turn off those lights.
Hey, have you ever considered pile driving? Turn off the lights. I've got, of course, I have a little more here. Because I've seen the progression of Cartoon Chat. It's like the key ones are episode 9, because episode 9 we did the animation isn't for adults episode. I thought that was very meaningful. That was me. I think that was you. That was Martin. Not Martin. I'm sorry. Oh, we didn't know Martin yet. Austin.
That was before Screenblast.
And that was well before Screenblast. That was 2017. And we were just talking about the idea of the people around us that kind of, animation still has this connotation where you can't, if you're an adult, it's like, why are you watching cartoon? Even anime. It's like, why are you watching anime? It's like, we just kind of sat there for a while and just were discussing these things about this negative stigma that kind of pissed us off. And we all had different perceptions of it. And it was a fun time. That was cool because it was different than what we normally did, which was very laid back and casual. And it was the first time where we were specifically centered on a core thing.
You can't watch American cartoons because they assume you're watching baby shit.
Yep.
You can't watch foreign cartoons because they assume you're a pervert.
Porn. There's no winning. And that's why...
I refuse to watch fucking anime at work because even if it's one I try, I'm afraid. I feel like every anime is just going to have like a certain scene, and like it's just like it's. I feel like every anime is made intentionally to like have somebody walk into the wrong moment. Like I don't trust any anime at work. I feel like at any moment, it's gonna come to a scene where it's like, my skirt, and then like a coworker going, "What the fuck is that?"
What would you call it? A viewer humiliation moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. The next one is The Incredibles. Though to me, Incredibles and Jackie Chan Adventures in the same light, where we were that was the first time we did this again. It was getting into a motion of, again, core focus on one thing, but also doing this with a studio setting, with cameras. That was awesome to see. We went in depth for a long time. It was fun as fuck to just talk about The Incredibles, the funny ass moments, the weird moments, the stupid moments, the one shot of Elastigirl's ass for some reason. All of it was interesting.
You didn't have your own. You didn't have your. I thought you had your own screenshots on hand.
I did not have my own screenshots.
And he was like, let's just use yours. And I'm like, because even then I was like,
this is not. Okay. This isn't a good idea.
Okay, fuck. I was like, okay.
This is what we're doing. Yeah.
Cause like I remember you were just like, oh, thank you. You provide screenshots. And like, I was just thinking to I didn't say it out loud. I was like, you didn't have your own. And that was what.
Oh, good. You have your own set of Pringles. Oh, good. Episode 40, which is the Creep Crew. That was fun because, again, I always wanted to do these themed episodes.
No. I'm sorry. I'm just needing another analogy. It's like we have a book club.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we don't seem to have any books on hand, and I'm just like walking from the store trying to bring home my fucking like doujinshi hentai mangas. And I'm just like, hey, oh, Mark, you brought some books for our club. All right, let's see them.
Yeah. I already snatched it out your hand before you get out. Yeah.
Fuck is it?
Episode 40, though, Creep Crew. I think, again, you talk about themed episodes. Like, again, I've always wanted to do a Halloween-themed cartoon chat, a Christmas-themed cartoon chat. Like, those to me are some of the most fun. Because we're getting perceptions of people.
Hey,
that, we would have done.
You didn't think R.E.J. production.
See, I knew you were scrolling down. Wait a minute. I knew you were gonna remember that. Yeah. Yeah. That was an episode.
Enough on that. Inside baseball, folks.
That was an episode that you guys can watch. But no, like, yeah, the holiday episodes to me are like grand. So, all right, Mark. Obviously later on we're gonna have the rest of the crew that joins us talk about what series, short, or film they want to recommend for Cartoon Chat that they would love to put on Cartoon Chat. This is our chance to do it. What are the series that we really, really want to finally, not immediately, not in the near future, but it's got to be one that's on the horizon, that's in our minds, that's like, boom, we got it, it's going to be there. What do you got?
Oh, what series I want in the future?
Yeah, like a series, short, or film, like the Cartoon Chat nominations, the normal nomination format. But like one that you're really kind of like, fuck it, like fuck yeah, like this has been in my waiting list for a while type energy.
I know one of them is Sam and Max, and that's going to happen, and Earthworm Jim. Both our video game based cartoons are like really smartly written, very fucking funny.
I thought when Nick Jr. acquired Max and Ruby, I thought it was a smart strategy, and yeah, like I wouldn't expect a Cartoon Chat on it, but
okay,
everyone has their own thing.
Funny, because Max is in the name, and it's like there's no other fucking title that ever uses the word Max in anything. So very clever.
So every time Mark brings up Sam and Max, my brain thinks of Max and Ruby. I can't not think about Max and Ruby the minute that he says Sam and Max. It somehow connects for some reason. Yeah. I love DreamWorks. I still would go with Prince of Egypt. It is to me not just like the best biblical adaptation movie, but it is the literal best. It's one of the best DreamWorks movies. Now that Puss in Boots came out, it's got competition. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is up there for me as well, but like in terms of DreamWorks in the hand-drawn era,
I can tell you my least favorites. I can tell you my least favorites on there. Fucking Jackie Chan Adventures.
No, we're past that. I'm talking about what we want to be on the thing. We're past our favorite.
I know. I just want.
Fuck you. We're not being that mean. Check out the episodes. Fuck you. Just because you didn't watch.
Don't watch. Watch the episode. Don't watch Jackie Chan Adventures.
Just because you didn't watch Demon World doesn't mean.
I don't like Sinbad like that.
All right, understand. Again, like I said, just watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Like, it was a good revisit, but watch Puss in Boots.
And then you ended the podcast with like, here's an argument Mark disagreed with, and like, I didn't say I disagree.
No, you're like, I don't care enough, and I don't give a fuck enough.
Yeah, but you was like, well, see, Puss in Boots and Sinbad is similar, and I'm like, okay, I never said it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I never said it was. Whatever, what the fuck ever.
Anyway, again, to the argument, watch the very end of Sinbad Cartoon Chat.
But like, also, since it's over, I got more DVDs to show. I collect a lot of DVDs for like future cartoon chats potentially.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, no, well, sorry, I'm just another favorite one. Fucking, I got you in the Duckman.
Oh, dude, that was A tier. That was like, holy fuck, dude. I will also say, again, the Creep Crew episode I love because. The nominations were great, but I had never seen Runaway Brain, and it was like, holy fuck! Like, again, this is the point of Cartoon Chat. It's like shit that you've never seen. That's like that's grand. Duckman and Runaway Brain were like, oh my god! Like, holy shit! This was a joy to watch,
a
pleasure to watch, and like I want to watch more of it. Like,
I got a lot of hidden gems for this man because I've been an animation fan for years.
Yeah.
Even before I was a video game fan, I loved animation. I would like. I'd be crazy for especially for anything Disney and shit. Like, yeah.
Well, you did say that Big Mouth was your favorite animated series, so you know.
Where's the Big Mouth references coming from? I never mentioned Big Mouth a day in my life.
So as of this,
I never watched that show. I watched reviews of it, and it looks like shit. I'm never going to. I never feel like giving that show a chance.
So as of this current recording, this is coming out in June, but as of this current recording, the team that did Big Mouth is approved to do an anthropomorphic centric Big Mouth series.
Isn't that they have two series that's related to Big Mouth? It's fucking monster or something.
Yeah,
Human Resources.
Right, but like now it's like again they keep getting more, and it's like
so they're doing an anthropomorphic
like animal, but Big Mouth. So
that's not okay. Sexual. There's like this very like unpopular. Well, it's already canceled, but it's like very recent series that's on that used to be on FX or some shit.
Yeah.
Called Housebroken.
It sounds familiar. I'm trying to recall.
But it was very recent. It was like I think it came out like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, actually.
Yeah.
And it didn't get renewed for a 3rd season. But like that was just about like house pets, and they have like a therapy group.
Okay.
On like the writing is on a level like Modern Family Guy. It's just very corny.
Coming up next, Regular Show on Cartoon Network.
I didn't grow up cultured because my parents didn't have like movies they want to show me. Like parents should. They never really bond with me when it comes to media.
Weren't you Amish? You didn't even have like anything. You didn't have any electronics. You were Amish.
I wasn't even Amish. They just like dug me up and left me under the dirt. They didn't even feed me.
I was born.
I'm not sure how I'm alive today.
I was born in the dirt. I was molded by it. All right,
I am dirt.
All right.
That's why I'm black. But
oh, gee, oh my.
We're both black, so we can't be racist.
Anyway, this is totally on brand.
2 blacks.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
All right, we are talking about Regular Show, and the way that we do this, of course, is we set a little bit of a backstory and understanding of how things get going. And we wouldn't be able to start without talking about the Pangea of Regular Show. That is, of course, the naive man from Lolliland. This was submitted to Nickelodeon's Next Toons Animation Film Fest. It was made, obviously, by J.G. Quintel back and debuted in August of 2005. This was crafted by him at CalArts, which, by the way, he was rejected twice from. Then he was accepted. The short ends up following a character that ends up being a very early variant of Regular Show's Pops. Mark, what did you think of the naive man from Lolliland? Anything that came across as sort of a interesting, magical? I think there's a lot to learn about here from the.
Okay, so like, it's weird to talk about this because I've seen this only after, years of experience in regular show.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed this because I have the context of regular show. I think if I was to see this without any knowledge of the existence of regular show, I'd just be like, okay, because it's just about like a lollipop head guy. He's at a restaurant. He orders food, and like he's just very like old Englandly and happy, and like he pays. The joke is he pays with lollipops, but like they accept real money, and then they beat him up, and then the cartoon ends with him flying away. And it's just like I feel like my reaction if I was to see this without any knowledge of regular show, I'd be like,
way less valuable to technically.
Yes, it was like, okay, but like with years of context of regular show, what's going through my head is like, that's Pops, classic Pops, fucking Pops doing some stupid shit, Pops. And so yeah,
it's hard. It is really hard to detach this because, in all essence, outside of a few aspects, this is Pops, and I think realistically, how I saw this was, like what I saw out of this was not. I didn't try to think about, okay, what if I saw this before regular show? I thought about this as the building blocks of it, because it's like I can't use the context of not seeing regular show, especially with the clear evidence that this is nearly Pops. Like, I do think there is some comedy here, but again, it's hard to detach from all that we know about Pops in regular show. But it's like, he's a man out of time. He speaks in like you said, 19th century diction. Like, he dresses from the period. Like, it doesn't. I think there is some humor to the fact, to that idea. The fact he has the newspaper. He's like a handsome fellow, don't you think? And like the fucking waiter, the server's like.
And it's some decent awkward comedy.
Yeah.
It's but like there's some nice visual gags. Where, like there's not much of a big joke or big punchline. So
I think the big joke to me, obviously the biggest joke is the lollipop payment. I think there is a layer here that's great where it's like, okay, so you have the ambassador is what, he's not Pops, he's the ambassador, but he implies that there's a sizable tip. The Benson tone voiced server, he's thankful. So now you have this guy that's like, he's joyful and he's perked up, he's happy. And then, the ambassador walks away. There's a little bit of a pause. The server opens up the tab, and boom, it's fucking lollipop. He's like, wait a fucking minute. Like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
I was waiting for some kind of punchline twist. Was like, oh no, I
thought the punchline was like, look at these lollipops. This one's a fuck.
I know. I was expecting a punchline on top of that.
So yeah, and I don't know if so there's no real punch necessarily, but I think that the thing of just what the fuck is he doing? I do think that it's Pops, but it's interesting because it's not. I think there's a couple things here that you can take away from where it's like, okay, this isn't necessarily Pops. Because this is not Pops. Like, this is the ambassador. There are pieces of Pops here, but because it's the early concept, it's like, oh, okay, like. Him flinging a chair is not the character that we see later, but it's good. It's cool to see this ideal of what this guy is, because like it is funny as fuck that he's like, and just tries to fucking escape, gets beat the fuck up, and it's like he's out of luck. Like I thought it was funny, but I laughed. I find it funny because out of the context stuff, it's like a prologue of regular show. It's like that's the context I get out.
But like also another thing is like this is supposed to be a pilot. It's like, where can this go?
No, this is a short. It's not necessarily a pilot. It's just a short. This is a short.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah. I don't know if this was anywhere to go, but this was just something he created. And I do say I want to mention that this was, again, he did this while at Cal Arts. He ended up meeting Sam Marin at Cal Arts. He was also a student, and Sam Marin is who voices Benson and Pops, and I believe another character later down the line. but he voices those characters in the show. So these two are tied together at this point forward and stay tied together for the rest of the regular show development of what we get as a regular show becomes what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing I want to mention is The Escape, because The Escape is, it's, again, the character that's driving is named Benson, though it's not Benson, but the car floats away, which is like, again, it's like alright, this is fucking wacky, random. But then, we get, right before it ends, we get this Back to the Future callback, sense of energy. And it's like, these are all critical pieces to what regular show is later. Here's Quintel's love of 80s culture. Here's Pops. Here's the kind of comedic energy that Mordecai... The chair is straight out of how Mordecai and Rigby handle... Notably, Rigby handles the situation. And Pops is just 18th century language. Like, these are all just pieces that are coming together. We don't know what this is yet, and Quintel may not know what this is yet, but it's a cool little short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a silly little short.
Yeah. So,
not the funniest, but it's a silly little short.
Absolutely. Yeah, this isn't like, again, I don't know if this is 10 out of 10, but to me it's like, hey, this is pretty,
definitely not 10 out of 10, but it was like, hey, nice little...
Now, you may not think it's 10 out of 10, but this did win awards at the Next Toon animation event there, which was held by Fred Siebert, of course. Because he was still at Nick at the time.
Makes me wonder what his competition. I know I'm seeing down the show, but it's like, I have to view this outside of the context of a regular show.
I think it's still good outside of the context.
It's fine.
It's a student-drawn film that just like has a, you know...
It's fine, it's silly. It's just like... It's hard to think of like... Again, I feel like I was expecting like a greater punchline. And I wasn't let down because I was just thinking about regular show, but I'm just thinking about how it would feel. I know exactly how I would feel if I saw this before a regular show existed, and okay. I'd be like, okay, that just happened.
Yeah, understandable. That was the naive, Jesus Christ, sorry guys, the naive man from Lolliland. Again, came out. This was at the same time, right around the same time. So when he wins this award, this gives Quintel this sort of prodigy. He becomes a prodigy essentially of sorts. Because this gives him much more recognition. Like, he won a big event, won this big award at this big Nickelodeon-backed Next Toon event. And, you know, it's like the local town that he's from hears about this and is excited about it. The people around are excited about it. He gets an internship at Cartoon Network right around this time as well, while he's also at Cal Arts. And it's like, it all kind of surges forward for him, which is where we get to 2 a.m. in the PM, 2 in the AM PM, I'm sorry, which we saw years ago. We talked about this years ago, but here we are revisiting it. And this is obviously, this debuted in 2006. This was submitted to Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted Festival of Animation. Sam Marin is back. This is a short that sees a duo of gas station attendees overcoming the high of eating acid-laced candy on Halloween night. Again, like, I think here's the interesting thing, right? This short is double the length of Lolliland, but it shows Quintel's strength. Like, by this time, he's really doing a great job of excellent pacing. He's getting the most out of this duo. You're getting great chemistry. You're getting great time.
This was a much better show. He's improved a lot.
Yes.
Like, I think it was like this was made with the intention of trying to get a show.
I don't necessarily know if that's what he's trying to do, but we obviously get it. We're leaning towards somewhere, because obviously he takes these resources and they clearly move quickly into what becomes the pilot, which will be the next.
And by the way, like, it's my dream to go to one of these fucking film festivals one day.
Well, you know, Baltimore has an animation film festival, right? We got to go to one of those and check out how that goes.
Shit, I hear about those from time to time, and I just like forget they just leave my brain. I just need to try. When do they have them? Did we fucking miss this year already?
You know, now Mark's gonna stall for like 3 seconds because I'm gonna Google this. And,
okay, so here's what you guys.
All right, so we got all the research we needed.
I do want to go to like, what is it called? Something Mike?
Sweaty Eyeballs Film Festival.
Try to go.
Sweaty Eyeballs Animation.
Does that one still exist?
What?
Sweaty Eyeballs.
Yeah, that's the one that's it's here in Baltimore. It's around October.
No, that one. The one that.
I don't know if the Mike and Ike's or whatever that's called.
Yeah, Mike. I heard about. I think they have that one at fucking San Diego Comic Con or some shit.
Oh, okay.
That's also a dream, even though it's gonna be crowded as fuck. I do.
Well, they just need to go to a different convention center. It's like it's too fucking small. They need they're huge.
Well, they've been talking about that since before the pandemic.
They've been talking about that forever. Like this is this is not recent. This has been around like the.
I will go one day before I fucking get too old. I'll go before my 40s. We're going.
Okay. Spike and Mike's Festival of Animation, running for 30 years. Will return. So it returned in 2024.
I know sometimes they like to show like fucked up shit, and from I think I heard like I was watching like a Robotaxi review in like San Diego, and like they're showing some like weird animation, and the audience was like
Jeez.
I want to be in that atmosphere.
That's awesome. That's a good react. Like it's gotta be fun. Yeah. I don't have a date right now, but yeah, it's apparently it got revitalized. So I don't know if the energy's still there like it was before it was bought out, but it was bought by another company that's trying to revitalize it. So I want
to be in there before I reach old age.
So 2 a.m. to the p.m. We've talked about everything but this. Again, he's a lot better. Love everything about the momentum that's in this, and again, the chemistry between this. Again, I think what we see here is exactly what Quintel does great, which is again he gets down to that ground level perfectly, where you are right in that feeling of stale air and boredom that a job like this gives you. Like you are right there.
What's funny is like he reuses some of the stuff from like the Lollipop Man short and Lolliland short and this one in regular show.
Yeah.
But he also like kept like the human character design into close enough.
Yeah.
And like he's just like I like that when a creator does that. It's like they take a lot of their old stuff they used to work on and just like remix it because that's what they do best.
Absolutely.
And that's why I like to do it with my stuff, because like sometimes I'll think of ideas, and like the reason like I sometimes scrap old ideas is because like I've thought of a better version of it. Like the current comic I'm like trying to get worked on right now is just like all the stories I showed you before in years.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know where they're going with it, and it's like that's just the current remix version of all the stories I've just been making for years. Right. It's like yeah.
So why not? Yeah. Agreed. I mean that's even same thing here with CartoonChat. It's like, hey, you want to just fucking do this but better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, again, like we see our first variants of Mordecai and Benson as they're tripping off the acid. There's again a lot of key points here that is so regular show, like again, which we will see later, where again you get the wild ending. The wild ending is kind of synonymous with what at least early to mid regular show was, and even toward the end it still had that, but they kind of changed a little bit by the end. But
and like we're about to get
that wild ending. It's where like the cop is just like eating the chips, like. No, it's fine. Then it goes like, oh my god, like that.
He just breaks through it. And he's like, "You're right. That's really not." But it's still, it just ends with a fart gag. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty. It's funny because it's still like a realistic conversation between two people.
Yes.
And it's like again the what we're gonna get into like the pilot of the piano. The piano is like it does references like both of these shorts.
Like you said the what, the pilot?
The power, not the pilot. The power.
The power.
The episode The Power. It like references both these shorts. It's like it does the it does the naive lollipop man thing with Pops, where like he gives them a raise in lollipops.
Yes.
Currency.
Yes. Exactly.
And like that's a reference to his like to the lollipop, the Lolliland short.
Yes.
And during the montage, Mordecai like gets a magic he gets a magic handbag. And it's like, oh, that's a reference to
that is what it was, because he was so lost when he had it in the short, obviously. But yeah, he gets a handbag, which is like,
and like that's a Pacific reference.
Yes,
absolutely. To his other short. I'm like, okay, yeah. He's nodding, he's giving wink and nod to himself, and that's funny. That's awesome.
Right, and again, we're traveling through this history here. This is one of the most fun travels through history of a creator ever, because again, all of this, like you said earlier, is something that are things that he has found a way to reuse or just apply and make better in his future uses, which makes things a lot of fun. Like it's very fun, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna get some bells in the background, but don't mind, ladies and gentlemen. We are just having a little bit of joy. This is again. I do like both shorts. Like I like in context Lolliland, but this is without context, fucking grand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like I said before, reusing ideas. It is a shame when some creators is like they present a good idea, and that's not the idea that gets off the ground. It's just something else. But it's like, I wish they bring back the other ideas someday. Absolutely. Like you see, creators of family stuff, and they come out with like pilots of other stuff, and it's like, it just doesn't work out.
We talked about this with McFarlane. Yeah, it's like that short that I think it was a dog and what was Peter Griffin. Or not Peter Griffin, but like a different guy. It's like
I know you're talking.
That's like I would have preferred if you could have somehow applied that instead of what we have now. Like if Family Guy ended tomorrow, I wouldn't mind. But if then we got that variation of those characters instead as a series, I would be interested. Because again, what you showed me was fascinating, and you reapplying that would be fun.
The Life of Larry and
Larry
and Steve. Wait.
Larry and Steve, right?
Yeah, Larry and Steve.
Yeah. Like that was again, and again, of course, he took some of that and put it into Family Guy, but like I would have rather,
it's so weird to watch that in the context of Family Guy because like Peter Griffin is this like pudgy, small old man.
Yes,
and it's like it's so weird to think about Peter Griffin looking like that.
Agreed.
And also like you saw Proto Quagmire in that shirt.
You did. It's right.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Wait.
I can't wait till we talk about Family Guy again. We gotta talk about Family Guy again so we can talk about that short.
So that's another thing. Again, we'll be able to do that in a different way because last time we used it in the context of old versus new existing Family Guy. Next time we could do here's the
history, full
concept to reality, and that's a lot of fun as well. Next thing up, obviously, is the CartoonStitute regular show pilot. Now the CartoonStitute gets kind of swept under the rug because Cartoon Network kind of just cut it. Leadership cut it before it could do what it really was meant to do, which is it was supposed to be like the Fred Siebert-led What a Cartoon from back in the 90s with Hanna-Barbera. Of course, that was a juggernaut that led to a brand new renaissance of animation. Technically, they still got that, but that was through Flapjack instead of this CartoonStitute idea. Like they had a few series that were attempted, and Uncle Grandpa and Regular Show are two examples of shorts that became shows, but they really didn't commit to this idea of the CartoonStitute.
I know you dislike that cartoon, but I love Uncle Grandpa. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna choose an Uncle Grandpa cartoon. I'm gonna choose one of the best episodes.
You're gonna force.
I'm gonna choose one of the best episodes to do a cartoon chat one day.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just like Jackie Chan Adventures. I'm gonna choose one where it's like I like this version of Jackie Chan where he's actually Jackie Chan. I don't give a fuck about the show. I'm gonna do the Jackie Chan that I like. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I might do with Uncle Grandpa. I might do one of those crossovers where like he's not necessarily like the front and center, just to kind of avoid. But it would still be Uncle Grandpa.
Hey, you chose a good episode. I don't care. You fucking choose Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah. So here the CartoonStitute pilot is literally like, this is literally a final draft of what regular show will be. Like just understand. Like you can tell by the backgrounds. The art director for the series is here. The park is here. The house is here. Most of the characters are here. And what I love, I've always loved the watercolor style background, like to the backgrounds. Like
yes,
that's why it's like I don't see.
Okay, so you got the first one. I think I forgot to rewatch this one. I know I've seen this before though.
Yeah. So
what happens in it?
I'll explain in a second. I still have but in this. We really get. Let me see here. So this one is. So Mordecai and Rigby. They're at the. It starts off in the kitchen of the big house, and they're looking. They grab cereal and milk.
I remember that clip.
Combine, and of course they go and they go and then what's the word I'm looking for? Benson is like, what the fuck are you doing? And Benson and Pops are walking with a sort of lounge seat. And Mordecai and Rigby are like, wait a fucking second. Because they're talking like, well, they're new. They're new to the park. You can tell these guys are new to the park because they're like, why? Rigby's like, I had to sleep on the floor. And Mordecai's like, these rooms kind of suck. And it's like, so this idea of a free lounge chair is like, they're like, holy fuck, like, I want this. And so what ends up happening is they start doing rock, paper, scissors for it, and they keep doing the equivalent. They keep going like rock, paper, scissors, same thing, and they do it 100 times, and because they do it 100 times, this portal out of nowhere shows up, very sci-fi, and everyone in the park is in peril. They have to then break the curse, so Mordecai tells them, hey, like, I'm gonna do this, and Rigby's like, fuck you, I don't trust you, and he's like, just fucking do it before the park, and so, they fix it, everything's fine. The chair still...
What do they do?
They had to do rock, paper, scissors for it, because they had tied 100 times, which caused the portal to appear, because it's apparently this evil game. And so on the, I believe, either it was 99 or 100 times, but by the next time, they break the curse by getting different results. So, I think Mordecai did, like, rock or whatever, and Rigby did paper, so of course that breaks the curse because they're not doing the same exact movement anymore. And then Benson's like, fix this shit now that the park's kind of in a little bit of tatters. He's like, fix this shit or you're fired. So it really was, and this is about the same length. It's 7 minutes and change. It's the same length as 2 in the AM PM. It is literally like same length, but this time it's like, this is regular show. This is literally like, you can see that clearly they put not only a lot of work into this, but you get the sense of what this is. Again, going back to the backgrounds though, like, I think just like with early SpongeBob, like, you get, I think, way more artistry out of what these look like in this pilot and in the first couple seasons. After that, like, not to say that becomes the same, but
I hate watching like early SpongeBob and just seeing like pans across the backgrounds. I'm just like, I miss this.
Man, that's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's like, but Rigby is now here. By the way, that's the big aspect. Rigby. So you now have Mordecai's obviously co-host for the show, best friend, I mean, for the show. Sam Marin, of course, is back voicing Benson, but now he's voicing obviously the official Gumball, Benson and Pops, who is now officially Pops, which was the ambassador back in the previous short that we saw him in. Skips,
character-wise, he's unchanged still.
So Skips is voiced by Mark Hamill, but they're still working out what his voice sounds like, because what you hear in the short is that Mark Hamill's almost there, or whatever his direction was. It's almost there, but it sounds a little like Mojo Jojo-esque, and not what Skips becomes. So there's a little bit slightly off, but by the time we get to the first episode, it's actually there. What else? Let's see. We have what else do we have? And of course, obviously, Quintel is voicing Mordecai, who is officially Mordecai. Yeah. Back to the point, you get chemistry of the core duo, you get the sense of the core thing that's great about the series, which is this sense of incredible importance on unimportant things, like a fucking shitty lounge chair. They said, by the way, themselves, this is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in, like, before they do the rock, paper, scissors for it. And it's like, they were fought by the end of it, they are fighting to the death of the universe for this thing that they couldn't give a fuck about because it was uncomfortable. But that's what happens, is like this sense of importance on unimportant things.
Also for me, like, regular shows, the first like going to the show itself, it's the first show I felt as a kid, like watching as a kid, that like felt like a more adult show that's just airing on Cartoon Network. Because I remember what threw me off is like when they said the word piss, and I was like, when they officially said the word pissed, my eyes was like, what?
Yeah, I think this is the...
I never heard any cartoon that's not on the late PM block just say the word piss so casually.
Yeah. Now, and I agree with you. I'm going to get to that point. Regular show would be approved as a series in 2009, and then it would debut September 6th in 2010. That leads us to, again, a brief point on Cartoon Network in 2010. So this is the point that you're right. Like, Cartoon Network at that point, it's like, not only was it in that dour state, but that we know of, or it had a couple support angles, but it was in kind of a weird state. But like you said, I think the reason regular show resonates is, there's so many reasons, but that's one of the key ones, is it's very much a classic Cartoon Network series. It goes back to that sense of what Cartoon Network was, or Fred Siebert was trying to go for, which is, I want a show that can air at 7 a.m., at 11 p.m., and people can still enjoy it. I want a show that doesn't fucking matter what time you watch it, you're going to enjoy it. I want a show that is great for any audience, at any age group, And, you know, like, again, the way that it references 80s culture, the way that it has the relatability, the slacker mentality that they may not necessarily have on certain episodes, but they tend to lean towards, is so relatable. It's very relatable, it's very grounded until it gets sci-fi heavy or 80s reference heavy, and that makes it super relatable.
Again, even with that stuff, it's still relatable because unlike Adventure Time is like, this is like a kind of the RPG world, and it's just like, everything's just normal here. Like, you know, wizards with like cursed rings, that's just a normal thing here. It's not weird. In regular show, like, this stuff is like, when it happens, it's weird to them, but what's on their minds is just getting through it, and then after it's done, it's like, well, that just happened. But when it happens, it is still crazy and weird to them. But like, they don't, the thing is, like, they don't really, it's not too realistic to where they have like an existential thoughts after like, where like it breaks the reality, whatever happens. It's just more like, we just gotta get out of this.
Right. Yeah, it's like, again, like,
it's just like, even though, like, because like all this stuff that happens is crazy, it doesn't feel too crazy. It's still, as weird as this world is, you got like a talking gumball machine, a talking lollipop, anthropomorphic animals and stuff.
Yeah. But like,
it's still one of the most grounded shows in Cartoon Network somehow.
Yeah, and of course that doesn't assault the ones that aren't grounded. Like Kids Next Door is super imaginary, but that's in its own zone. But when you talk about grounded, relatable, and it brings people in, this had that all. And again, talking about Cartoon Network in general in 2010, it's like one of those things where, again, when I think about what regular show how regular show kind of surged people back along with Adventure Time, it's Cartoon Network went through a complete rebrand while these two kind of were the new phases of the network. You had, again, obviously, Adventure Time regular show, but again, you had a brand new logo, brand new bumper set. It felt like everything was refreshed. It felt like, whatever mistakes we had before, let's kind of just dust it off and restart. And it felt like regular show was the face of, let's just start over. We're sorry, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I think about 2010 Cartoon Network. That's what I think about it.
I love, like, in the episode of The Power, Rigby is like, how the F are we gonna get out of this S? And it's like, that's a clear casual reference to curse words.
Yeah.
And it's like, because they know the audience that knows, like, know what they're talking about. They know they're not allowed to say it. It's just like, there's no other alternative to it. It's a clear reference to curse words. Usually when shows do that, it's like they're cut off or something like that. Like, what he was about to say, but they feel very casual with it.
It's like the My Jim Partner's a Monkey intro.
Yeah.
The pin of my Adam. What? I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, he was just gonna say but. And Jake doesn't like him saying but, because, I don't know what? Going to school, Adam. I was gonna say neck. Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah, Cartoon Network 2010, regular show development. We've gotten that out of the way. Any final thoughts before we move on?
Jolly good show!
Yeah.
And now, some regular catchphrases from Regular Show.
Got some chips, got some dips.
Some call me cheap, bit of a freeloader, but I bought cups for that old school soda.
Don't look at our crotches while we synchronize our watches. Boop, boop, whip, boop, 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 whip, boop.
All right, again, welcome back. We're talking regular shows. So if you've heard all of that, what the heck is Regular Show? So Regular Show, just to understand, is an action-adventure comedy series that mainly follows a Bill and Ted-like duo who end up falling into some sort of wacky misadventure due to their tendency to slack off or challenge the rules. This was created, again, by J.G. Quintel, who we've already detailed a bit, but we'll detail a little bit more, and had 8 seasons that ran from 2010 to 2017. This was one of the most award-nominated Cartoon Network series of all time and won an Emmy for the excellent episode. Now, let's get into the who and the what. This was, obviously, the team behind the series. We're going to start with, obviously, the creator.
Before you go there, I forgot to ask last time. What made you think, so what got you into thinking, this is the correct time to, do Regular Show Cartoon Chat? What made you want to do it right now?
Yeah, that's good. Totally, I should have. That's the whole. Yeah. I thought, all right, this is the 50th episode. Let's talk about a series that everyone can get around. Like a series that everyone that's in our circle has some sort of nostalgia for, and it's heard of in some place, someplace you've heard about Regular Show. You know what Regular Show
I think like another episode that like could have been that was the Family Guy episode. Like we just didn't have anybody available for that one.
That would have. Oh, dude, I was hoping we were gonna have like 4 people, just like, hey, this one, that one, like, because Family Guy's another one where it's like that.
I think like a long one is the one I don't know.
What?
Either we're gonna we can do either or.
Spit it out, man.
We either do like a good SpongeBob episode, or we can just do the SpongeBob movie.
So again, SpongeBob, we're gonna do kind of like this like Regular Show here, where we're gonna get like the four or five people, share their thoughts on, pick an episode, share your thoughts. Like, and I'm thinking maybe choose like season 1, pick an episode, or we're just gonna choose whatever episodes. But
I say whatever episode because here's the thing: I know everyone's gonna choose a classic episode. Because I know everyone's gonna choose a classic episode,
you're gonna choose a newer one.
I'm gonna choose a newer one.
You're gonna bring it down.
But that's what I did for Family Guy.
You did, and it was a fun discussion. But yeah, let's get back to the who and the what though. So J.G. Quintel, obviously, he is the creator, but here's all of his credits on this. He is the creator. He's a writer on the series. He's a voice actor, character designer, of course. Storyboard artist for 12 episodes, mostly in season 1, and others in season 2 and 3. He worked on the series soundtrack and music, of course, because obviously he speaks as Mordecai, so he's singing it. But he also obviously was in the brain area, the mind share of working on some of these songs that Mordecai and the group sing. While he was only the director on 3 episodes, he did direct the movie in 2015. And then in terms of his credits before, he started as an intern at Cartoon Network Studios as a storyboard revisionist on the classic Clone Wars series in 2004. He then becomes the storyboard artist on 20 episodes and a writer of 10 episodes on Camp Lazlo. Lazlo is obviously like, I mean, I think again that gets kind of swept under the rug because of it, people love it, but it kind of gets, because we had Flapjack Chowder right after.
It's alright. It's not as good as Rocko's Modern Life. I only say that because it's the same exact team, and I think it's also implied by the season finale that it's also the same world.
Ooh. Okay.
Because like, okay, well not Heifer, but like a shaved cow.
Yeah.
That has Tom Kenny's voice appears as the real Scoutmaster, and like that it's heavily applied that's Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life, but you know that's a Nickelodeon show, so they can't.
There's no way in hell. Yeah.
They can't legally say it's that.
No.
But it's heavily implied that that's Heifer.
Nice. He was the creative director on 5 episodes, but a writer on. Just understand, he's a credited writer on 47 of 69 episodes of Flapjack. So a lot of energy of Quintel is in Flapjack. This is also where he ended up working with Pendleton Ward, by the way. Pendleton Ward was also a student at Cal Arts when Quintel was at Cal Arts back in the early 2000s. But again, like Flapjack was this huge collaborative thing. I say it's a huge collaborative thing because the guy that's the core director on Regular Show, John Davis Infantanio, he was the supervising director on 143 of 244 episodes of Regular Show. He was the creative director on season 2, for all of season 2. He's like just the creative director on all of it. He's a writer on 148 episodes of it, story writer on the movie. He selected my selection and Austin's selection of episode selections. Like those are his episodes, my pick and Austin's.
So real quick,
yeah.
It's on my watch list. How is the movie? I wanted to see it before I saw before we did this, but I didn't have the time. But like, I do eventually want to see it.
Yeah.
Is it like it is so? Is it one of the best like direct-to-TV cartoon movies, or it's like would you throw it from the top of there? Or
it is everything that Regular Show is built on. So the '80s ties, you feel like, oh man, this is cool. You get the sci-fi.
Is it epic for in comparison to the show itself?
It's epic, and it also really ties into Mordecai and Rigby's relationship as well.
Okay, so
it builds their bond.
It's more epic than like some of the episodes of Regular Show itself. That's the only comparison I'm looking for, because there are like TV movies of shows where it's like, I've seen epicer episodes in this movie.
Yeah,
a better comparison is like fucking
Yeah.
This wasn't even a TV movie. The fucking Bob's Burgers movies is like
it's
better than. It wasn't a bad movie, but like it was just like
it could be an episode.
There was episodes with better songs and more stakes in this.
Yeah,
and you guys could have done better. So so how's the regular show in comparison to the show itself?
It's better than it's more valuable as a movie than Bob's Burgers was, where it felt like that could have been an extended episode. But the way that the series obviously has a lot of episodes that just go left. Like, this is a movie. This really is like, it extends the idea because you're starting with it. It doesn't just happen midway through an episode. It's like, no, it starts with a scenario.
That's interesting. Okay.
And then they have to deal with said scenario, and it impacts them. It feels like it's different. It approaches it a little differently. The momentum of it is a little bit different. And we'll probably revisit the movie. Like, we're already talking about regular show right now. We'll probably revisit the movie in about a year. I love the movie. But he was again talking about, like, Laszlo and Flapjack again. Infantino was storyboard director on 22 episodes, writer credit on 20 episodes of Camp Laszlo, and then he was the creative director, writer, and storyboard artist on Flapjack. So, like, again, a lot of it is also him. And then he comes from that, just like Quintel goes into regular show. Then you've got the music composers. You've got John Enroth and Mark Mothersbaugh. Enroth is the composer for later on Close Enough and Summer Camp Island. Mothersbaugh was the composer on 243 episodes of regular show. Like, straight up. Like, if you've heard an episode of regular show, he's probably got his ties to it. He was also the composer for Close Enough, and Bunsen is a beast, interestingly enough. Tough Puppy and Fairly Odd Parents. So a lot of the
Bunsen and the Beast can go die in a fire.
Agreed. So the Hartman stuff is him too.
Check out our cartoon chat of the Fairly Odd Parents with some spoiler, we fucking hated it. Alright.
We did do that episode. That is a cartoon chat episode. The Bunsen's the Beast, Fairly Odd Parents
crossover.
Paula Spence, again, she is someone that, again, like, when you talk about, okay, like, the design of the backgrounds that we talk about, like when we talked about the pilot, it's like, this is her. By the way, you talked about SpongeBob. She was the background layout designer throughout the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob. That's her. That is all her. So, like, she was also the art director on Flapjack and the Tack.
That show is beautiful. Flapjack is like, even though like the joke is everything's ugly.
No, but the style
set design style is beautiful.
It's like, dude, that is. I want backgrounds of that. Like, it's so cool. It's like, it's just a cool idea. Like, and any background is like just interesting. It's got, whether
that setting is wonderfully drawn.
Yes. So, like, she's just as valuable as everyone else on this team that I brought up, because again, you don't get that energy of like what you see around, the vibe that you get. It's so identifiable. Before we finish off, let's talk about the voices behind the characters. So, the voices behind the characters include, obviously, Mordecai, who's voiced by J.G. Quintel. Obviously, we have a ton of people here that are voiced by similar people. J.G. Quintel voices Mordecai. He voices High Five Ghost. You have William Salyers, who voices Rigby. Sam Marin voices 3 of these guys on the core list here, and more, obviously, that are on the Beyond here. Benson, Pops, and Muscle Man. You've got Mark Hamill, who just came off of being Firelord Ozai, now as Skips. Then you've got Janie Hadid Thomas, who is the sort of love interest that Mordecai chases after in the early run, and kind of keeps on going with that for most of the series. That's Margaret. So
I remember during, I think it was a podcast interview. I love the story they have for Mark Hamill. It's like they were doing recordings for a regular show, and like when he came back for recordings, they noticed he was like losing weight and getting skinnier, and he was talking about like he was talking about like he was like
he's getting ready.
Yeah, he's getting
ready for
he's talking about like he just got off a shoot for something, and like the two directors just like looked at it. The 2 people who were on the show just looked at each other like it's Star Wars.
Because
he couldn't
say it.
Under NDA he's not allowed to talk about Star Wars.
Dude,
He's coming back for Star Wars.
I couldn't imagine how exciting that was until you realized he just kind of was standing in a
he did nothing.
Yeah, I love how
Well, let's see what happens in the next movie.
I don't want to make a tangent, but I love how pissed off he was, like through the press through the whole run between episode 7 and episode.
Hands down, it is the most entertaining thing to come out of the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
Coming up on Cartoon Network, next, regular show.
Now, another favorite of mine is Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Of course.
Ed, Edd n Eddy is definitely a favorite because, like, I related to Double D and, like, kind of just wanted to make some money. Granted, the one thing that I feel as though is that Double D would be better off without Eddie and Ed.
That's the one.
But the thing that you love about him is that he's loyal to them.
Right. It's the dynamic that works, but yeah, you bring up something like you really, when you look back, it's like, what are you doing, kid? If you were an adult, you're like, what are you doing, kid? These
kids are like fucking you over.
These kids are like idiots, and you're like a genius. Don't do this to yourself.
And like Double D is just guilty by association, Right. Like he doesn't even have to do anything, but like because he hangs out with Eddie and Ed, he's just guilty by association.
Yeah. All right, welcome back, everyone. Of course, to discuss regular show on this esteemed 50th episode, we have a team that I'm actually pretty happy that we're able to accommodate. We already introduced Mark before, but we're going to go through everyone. First off, it's the selector of episode 31's Focus Jackie Chan Adventures, and of course, he was one of the creeps on last year's Halloween Creep Crew episode. It's the Sir himself tagging in. Martin?
Why must you introduce me like that?
Just out of kindness and
Why?
friendship. Of course, and the sporadically returning guest who actually joined us on the Moana 1 focused 6th episode all the way back in 2016.
Hey, what's up, it's me?
And is back 44 episodes later. We're talking Lana. Welcome back, guys. Where's your camera? There we go. Both of you guys. Ooh. Hello. That's Mark.
What the fuck? Yeah. K-9 biscuits!
And, of course...
It's my stuff, I can spit on it.
And look, guys, it's, last but not least, it's the man behind the music. It's the co-host of not only the very first Cartoon Chat and the first guest of the Tracing History series, but the selector of episode 11, Class of 3000. That's AJETT. Austin, welcome back in. It's been a little while.
Hello. It has been a long time since I've done a podcast with you guys.
Yes.
Going on, 7 years?
The last episode you were in was episode 25, which was in 2018.
Yeah, like we were chronicling the Samurai Jack series. The new one, rather.
It was Samurai Jack, and we were chronicling... there was a bunch. There.
I wasn't in that one.
No, there was a time where Austin was the regular co-host of Cartoon Chat for many an episode, and
he was a fucking Samurai Jack guy.
Yeah, that's what we knew him as a Samurai Jack guy.
I like Samurai Jack. Yeah, Samurai Jack, and just like again, like the fact that this is something that we've been doing technically since high school. Like I don't even know if we still have access to the old Digital Gamers Network YouTube.
We do.
We're not gonna use it though.
Nothing's being posted on it, thank God. But yeah, that is
no more Pop Tropical Let's Plays.
Yeah, no more of that. No more tech gaming podcast. Very
except for
blend name.
Exclusive content. But
Jesus Christ.
Austin, before we keep going into the conversation, wanted to throw, of course, a shout out to you because, of course, later on this year or when this comes out, you have an event in July and August. Where can they find you?
Yes, I have been working with the Base Mode crew. These guys are really cool dudes. We basically do a lot of like nerd raves throughout the Baltimore area or the DMV, and we just recently teamed up with the college to do some more promotion with us. And so I have first show is in July, and then the major one that I really want everybody to come out to is the Autobar show. That is very like near and dear to me and to an extension Bryan and Mark, because the Autobar was at the same building that we did like one of our biggest internships at, which is Wide Angle Youth. And this would be a really big deal from like all the way back, since we were budding like content creators. We were content creators in the making. So yeah. One thing I do want to lightly announce, because I'm not going to officially announce it on my YouTube yet because that takes commitment, but I am also currently stepping into the content creation game, and I'm working on a video essay for MTV Downtown, which I'd like to talk about on the podcast.
I thought you were already like done like a YouTube like content creator thing already.
He did, but that was back in the DGN days.
Yeah.
Remember, the AJETT conversation lives on forever. Never forget the AJETT conversation. It's if you search it up, you will find it.
I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that one more to cater to artists and performers. So, like, we all know the biggest one that I got was getting the fucking Simon Panrucker, the guy that did Clarence.
You got the guy that did the music for Clarence while it was running.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. That was awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it moving, though. Of course, again, Austin, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me primarily on Instagram. Elon Musk stole my Twitter. That's not a joke.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm not on X or Twitter. Like, I'm still gonna dead name it as Twitter.
Everybody, I barely hear people except for like
YouTube. So keep out for that. Like, look up for my mashups and then my content when it comes on the way.
Except the people I disagree with are like politically are the people that call it X. I only hear it's like I hear everyone I know just call it Twitter still.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Now everyone knows. I think most of you guys know how we do Cartoon Chat. Again, each episode we take a gerbil, mouse, or a hamster. We sacrifice it to the almighty WB leader David Zasloff, and I see that none of you brought anything. So, Mark, what cartoon will be discontinued now since no one sacrificed anything?
A cartoon will be that's running right now.
Yeah. That's.
Teen Titans Go. No, we keeping Teen Titans Go here.
I was gonna say that literally is lockboxed. You can't.
Okay, good. Because I like that.
So my sacrifice was already made because Multiverse is shutting the fuck down this month. Damn it.
Yeah. But in all seriousness,
Scoob the Christmas special.
Scoob the Christmas special. Yeah. In all seriousness, of course, again we're talking regular show. Because we're all here, I want to ask all of you. All of you have.
I gotta sacrifice everything that's fucking original because we're only getting reboots.
Are we? Yeah, the next lineup is going to be just a bunch of Fosters.
We're getting another Powerpuff Girls, like a real one.
Yeah.
And we're getting Fosters.
Yeah.
We getting Fosters?
But that's going to be like a kiddie version of it, though.
Yeah, it's for they keep desperately trying to reach out to younger.
I think Fosters could get away with it more than Teen Titans because it's always been more on the playful side.
Yes, Fosters is going after preschool stuff.
Did it? Wait, so they said it's just kiddie?
Well, you can see
see
the tone. It's called Foster's Fun Time, and you can see in the imagery, it looks very much like they're going after that cartoonito preschool.
It looks like the art style could be unique, so hopefully it's one of those shows.
We don't talk about it enough, but I think we're going to talk a little bit more about it with regular show too. But Blue was a dick, and on top of that, Cartoon Network just went through this weird era of a series where it was nothing but toxic best friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a relatability to that. I think that makes them people, but I don't think that it's... You're not wrong, though. Like, you are right, but it's...
my least favorite one had to be fucking Jake Spider-Monkey from Out Your Partner's the Monkey. I hated that.
I needed to say that.
That's a whole...
I don't know what Camp Laszlo, but yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I think all those cartoons were fun because that's the whole premise of Ed, Edd and Eddy. They are all toxic to each other, but sometimes they're friends. It's like Jerkback's friends are fun. I like that cynical. But Foster's is mostly. But I'm not trying to get this on Foster's. Or we're doing everything except regular show right now. But Foster's is more about Blue is trying to do something fun and stupid, and then everybody's like, you can't do that, Blue. Stop doing that.
Stop being evil. Don't do it.
Well, it doesn't help that he always has the fucking worst ideas.
Someone called Ed and Eddy toxic. They're just busting each other's balls all the time.
So there's actually a clip. There's actually
Spider-Monkey though was he was different. He was different amongst all of them because he blatantly got Adam in trouble all the time. And on top of that, as a queer person, I can say this, but that nigga was in the closet. I'm sorry. The episode. I shit you not, that nigga was in the closet. That nigga loved Adam a little too much to the point when the school dance came up and you were just so desperate to make sure you went to the dance with your boy that you had to write up an entire rule in the school rulebook to make sure you could go together. Are you serious?
No, he's just being a friend. Like, I don't think he's closeted. I think he's just straight up gay.
Because Adam wasn't at school because he was sick.
I wouldn't say Jake is closeted. I think he's just straight up gay, but like, that's how like fucking cartoon best friends were.
Yeah, and that's what we do on Cartoon Chat. So moving on, these were great tangents. I just want to. I'm gonna turn the ship back a little bit.
We're ready to start real time. So use a timer.
So in fact, I'm gonna turn the ship back over to you guys because the question I have pondered for you guys all is, what's an animated series or short or movie that you toss into Cartoon Chat? You guys. So 3 out of the 4. Of us, 5 of us, 4 out of the 5 of us have actually nominated something for Cartoon Chat.
Oh, this is an obvious one. Like MTV fucking Downtown. Like,
no, sorry, that's no. Go ahead. Explain why.
You mentioned something that was short-lived.
Oh, short-lived. You said short.
No. In the graphic again.
Oh, yeah.
What is an animated series, short, or movie you toss into Cartoon Chat? Question.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because I have one on the top of my head, but like I was trying to figure out like you meant short, like short series or a short. Like, you know, like Pixar shorts before a movie, like that kind of short.
Animated series, short, or movie that you
Yeah.
Mine is valid.
No, yours is valid. I was messing with you. Yeah.
Oh, a series that's short-lived.
I am not getting into. We're gonna go around in the circle, and Mark is gonna be last. Go ahead with MTV Downtown.
The credit.
Explain MTV Downtown to people.
2 seasons. Clerks, the animated series. 6 episodes, boy.
No. Mark has to get his point across. What do you got, Austin?
No, I just wanted to go more into depth of the MTV Downtown.
Yeah, Downtown. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
So, wait, you never heard of MTV Downtown?
Nope.
Oh, so first off, very accessible show right now. All the episodes are on YouTube. The reason that I feel like it should have continued, it was very short-lived, was because, it was way ahead of its time. It was ahead of its time the way Duckman was ahead of its time. Because for me, and one of the reasons why I wanted it to be my first major project, it is making me realize that I am actually living the lives of these characters right now as a 20-something that is just trying to make go through the motions. And the relatability and the natural feeling of that show, it's something that I feel like we won't be able to grasp it for a long time.
It was unique, and again, most shows that kind of get cut early, it's not all of them, but there's some specialty there that kind of gets left behind, especially when you talk about that giant gap in the first sort of, this quarter of the 21st century. It's and also there's a lot of animated content that was on MTV that just gets overlooked now because, again, MTV as a brand has become synonymous with other things.
Yeah.
Lana, as someone that has not nominated an episode for Cartoon Chat, what's one that you'd throw out there?
I have 2.
One. No, go ahead.
I would say colorful, but more so Code Lyoko.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorful is a series of skits just based around perverts.
And it's funny. It's hilarious. It's perverted, sure, but it's fucking hilarious.
I know, but what more can you do with all the joke?
He asked you a question.
Our whole thing is to talk about him. Get out of here.
But more so Code Lyoko.
Mark's just throwing tomatoes. He doesn't mean this.
More so Code Lyoko though, because.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lana.
Code Lyoko was just from what because I haven't watched it in fucking years.
That was short-lived.
Huh?
I never watched the show before. I thought it was go for forever.
Code Lyoko?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it was.
No, it's one of those things where you watched it for a bit. It might have kept going, but it was a slice. You saw it for a slice of its time.
Does it apply then?
Can you let her explain?
No!
Jesus Christ!
It's a show.
Oh my God!
Okay.
But yeah, Code Lyoko. Jesus Christ! Code Lyoko. I haven't watched it religiously, so I haven't watched every episode consecutively.
Yeah.
but every episode I watched was always like a fever dream. It was always some weird shit going on. First, the kids just start out in like school or whatever, and then out of nowhere they go to a digital world to fight some guy. I wish I watched it more recently so I could have a better. But it was one of those shows that I would just catch and it would just mesmerize me. Because
okay, you said 2, but like you just gave us 3. So why did you say the third one?
3? She said 2.
No, she said Cole Lyoko and then she said Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was not short-lived. Actually, no, he was short-lived. Actually, never.
Mark,
he nailed it the first time.
Mark, if you want us to do a cartoon chat on King of Kings, just say that. All right.
Jesus,
that's why let's look at the show times right now. We got time to go to the theater.
No, but legit, like Cole Lyoko, one of the things that made it so like not trippy, but like you said, in that energy was they did a lot of interesting camera direction when you'd switch in and out of whatever they were in. You know, sometimes it just would be still shots where, you know, obviously it's in a CG atmosphere and they're just doing, you know, they're fighting and all that. But you know, that's why, funny enough, like Sonic Boom reminds me of Cole Lyoko a lot, just because of the way that it's framed very often, like because they're just standing there usually. But then there's
you caught my interest. I'm listening.
But
like one thing that I gotta say about Cole Lyoko is that Xana was fucking on one. Like Xana scared. Like I rewatched it a couple of months back and just realizing how desperate Xana was to take over. There was some scary shit in that show.
There's a lot of desperation. Yeah,
like the one that really fucked with me was not just when she took over the rats, but when she took over the fucking bees.
It's like, what are you doing? Not the bees.
Not the fucking bees.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like she was literally trying to kill, like actually trying to kill niggas.
No, this isn't like, you know, next week you'll be able to.
No, that reminds me of the Metal Gear Solid boss.
Of having cable. So, like, so one day, like, I just realized it's been like a little while since I've had cable, so I haven't seen Cole Lyoko. Then, like, I caught it on back when Magoozy was still on. Anybody remember fucking Magoozy?
Yeah.
And then, like, so, like, all of a sudden, I lead us outside of the digital world. Then we got this fourth nigga coming out of nowhere, and somehow they're in their Cole Lyoko suits, but they're in anime form. Like, what is happening to them?
I'm gonna go ahead and
it's a fidget toy.
Keep it rolling. Thank you, Mark. You're like, you know,
keep it rolling.
We're deep in discussion. You know, Martin, the Sir himself. You, of course, nominated Jackie Chan Adventures, which was, I believe, an incredibly fun episode. Though Mark decided not to watch another half of Demon World.
I don't want
thought
to.
It was incredibly.
There's a reason I didn't go. There's a reason I even didn't go. There's a reason I didn't even bother with part 1 because I didn't care. I didn't want to watch more anyway. If I really liked it, I would have went to part 1 on my own. I was like, all right, we'll let do part 2. I'm good.
Technically, a short story is like 19 episodes long because since it's on a permanent hiatus.
Okay.
The story's called Glitch Tech.
It should have ended soon.
Glitch Tech.
Glitch Tech.
I heard it.
Basically, like these children go into a video game.
Yeah.
A video game competition, and then they get hired to be like heroes who fight.
I know that show was like dead on release. They like.
They really what it was. They only made 19 episodes. Between Nickelodeon and I want to say
Netflix. It was released on Netflix.
And they made a deal.
It's a Nickelodeon production. They had a contract.
No, like
on
that's
Netflix.
just Battletoads.
Pretty much.
Hey, we're being fair to people here. We're digging at people's stuff.
Like a bunch of cool video game whizzes decided that they wanted to jump into the game, and now they're heroes.
No, they're not jumping into the game.
They're fixing it.
It glitches like the cartoon. The games will come out of the into the real world. They got killed.
First of all, you're fixing it is a crazy just statement right now.
So yeah, it only been 19 episodes long because of a bunch of stuff that happened with him. But
Battletoads like to jump to the game because they're masochists because they just like the challenge.
Yeah, totally. Cool.
No, that's the canonical reason.
Well, I appreciate you guys having your selections. Of course, because this is part 2, Mark already submitted. We already talked in the intro about which nomination.
Between Sam and Max or Mission Hill. I'm gonna go with Sam and Max.
You know, I don't know why he's acting like we didn't already record the first half of this episode. So we already talked about the what we'd select, and so yeah, you can check that out earlier in the show. But for right now, let's go ahead into the episode selections. We're obviously talking about regular show, guys. That's why this thing was on screen for the long time. And discussing regular show, going into the episode selections. And Quintel. Now, talking about Quintel, obviously he has other works. Briefly, you guys, what do you think about Flapjack, Close Enough, regular show? What do you guys think about that tone of energy that he brings to these shows, leading obviously with the guy that, any of you guys?
I always thought it was weird, but kind of quirky.
Was he that, they just work on Flapjack, or was it?
Wait, you talking about Flapjack, or are you talking about...
I'm talking about his core works in general.
So I forgot, was he the head of Flapjack, or was he just working on it?
No, so there's several people that worked on Flapjack.
That end up, going to Modern
I'm just let y'all talk, because I got something to say when it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. But, Lana, go ahead. You said you thought it was... Which ones did you think were weird? Because, again, like...
all of the things that he seemed to touch seemed to function kind of the same in a weird way. Like it has his energy, right? And you can always tell that he's a part of this project. Like with Flapjack and especially regular show, it's like it's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's the best way I can explain it is like
the pacing, the dialogue.
It's a fever dream. If everything it just goes from 0 to 100 so fast, and it and it's like the concepts and the jokes just hit you like that. Yeah. So like it's like 1 second, one thing is happening, and then oh no, now we in space on the moon or some shit like that.
Absolutely.
And it's hilarious. I love it. I love stuff like that. It's like it subverts your expectations because from start to finish, you don't know what's going to happen. Like you have no idea what's going on at all.
Yeah.
And it's just so fucking funny. I love it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Quintel's works is like, obviously we talked about the shorts earlier, but if you look at his shorts and then you go into the the core things that he worked on with Cartoon Network, obviously being Flapjack, he worked a little bit on Laszlo, but not enough that you really see that much identity unless you look at some of the exact episodes he worked on. Like he only worked on a few episodes of Camp Laszlo. Then he worked on a lot more of Jesus Christ.
Did he do Chowder?
He did not do Chowder, but then you move into regular show and Close Enough.
Also did Harvey Beaks.
Right. Yeah. Which you can tell there too. But it's like he really.
Are you talking about the creator of Chowder?
He really masters what?
Are you talking about the creator of Chowder?
What? No, I'm talking about.
Oh, you mentioned Harvey Beaks.
What about Harvey Beaks?
What you mentioned? What you
mentioned? C.H. Greenblatt made Harvey Beaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to fill dead air. I wanted to make sure I had I was making sure. No, but one of the things that Quintel does very well is, of course, the fact that he's really good at keeping it ground level in the beginning, being in a very relatable situation, telling that story, having these characters that are also relatable, that very well developed. Once you get the hang of them, you don't need to know about them too much. You get a sense of who they are.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, like you said, it gets trippy quickly, and I think that's the fun about it. He really has a lot of tone and personality. Like there's a tone and personality to everything he creates, and that's why again he's been so successful. Just over the fact that he's only been around in animation for 20 years or so. 25 years now, but 20 years or so. Mark.
I don't have anything to add to that. That was basically.
You say Mark or
got a lot to say.
Mark, yeah. Before Austin speaks, what do you got about the Quintel run of content that he's made? What do you think?
Well, it's weird to talk about Flapjack because like he's not the head of. I mean, I just he just worked on it.
So a lot of the crew that works on regular show works on.
It was like it was like the gate to more shit because it was a scene after it was like during the See and Real era. They like at least gave us Chowder and no, it was like it was at the end of the See and Real era. We got like Chowder and Flapjack
on there, yeah.
It was at the end of it. I know during the See and Real era we got fucking Scroll Boy, and that was shit.
That show was awesome.
Jesus.
It did get referencing Infinite and Crisis on Infinite Mirth, which I found funny.
It was serviceable.
It was stupid. I did enjoy it when I saw it, but that show was so fucking stupid. No, but I remember like those two cartoons were like the was like the gateway into like the newer cartoons.
Right.
And it had like a lot of people on it. But like Flapjack was just kind of
that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, like how deep rooted like it's literally like Flapjack is at the center of the family tree of animation that we have today.
Yeah.
Right? That's the first thing, because like Flapjack gave us Flapjack eventually gave us Regular Show, which gave us Adventure Time, which gave us Steven Universe, which gave us Gravity Falls, which gave us more shit, which gave us The Owl House, and so on and so on and so on and so on.
Time came first.
We owe a lot to the Marvelous Mr. Vincent Flapjack, J.G. Quintel, and Pendleton Ward, because it really like showed, it really like stepped into like how obscure animation could get. Because I can say that Flapjack was my baby steps into liking horror, especially animated or illustrated horror in comparison to live action.
Yeah.
Because like they knew how to take that surreal aspect and like that uncanny valley aspect and really play with it and like using, and like the thing is that people, especially as somebody that's been reading a lot of Junji Ito, is that you can totally use comedy as a horror element. And it's more than just getting a silly clown to go kill people like the Terrifier. All cool and good, but I don't really like Art the Clown because he's kind of boring as a person. But with Flapjack, like prime example, the West episode.
Oh, the West! Come on, that's you can't never forget the West.
It was like out of fucking nowhere. Crazy, to the point where like I showed that to my roommate, who is like, they didn't like really watch a lot of the stuff that we watched growing up, and now that they are, like this is the first time I've ever met somebody that is watching King of the Hill for the first time.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah,
but that's gotta be fun though. That's gotta be fun to watch someone as they learn
that's
about
the
it.
thing is that what I told them about is that, like, granted, they're watching the shows that I grew up with, but there's a huge difference from watching the content from Adult Swim and Cartoon Network and being outside for it. Because, yeah, you're watching the shows, but you didn't get to see the Cartoon City. You didn't get to see a lot of those Adult Swim bumpers and all of that shit that was, like, molding our generation.
The atmosphere is what you mean. The everything around you that appealed to keeping it.
That's what it means when I say, like, you wasn't outside. Like, and it's not a bad thing, but it's just like,
it's
those are the experiences that you get, that you wholeheartedly miss out on.
Yeah.
And Flapjack was definitely one of those. Like, Flapjack, I'd say Flapjack, Chowder, Regular Show, and Adventure Time were like the top four when it came to like molding like what our humor was, because we were at the peak of fucking meme culture. And we were at the peak of meme culture, and we were that generation, like the slow generation of kids that were like treating horror as like a fun thing.
Hey, excuse me. Sorry, Austin. Hey, Austin. Sorry. Just to correct. You said something interesting there. You said we were the slow generation. Just want to make sure. What do you mean by that?
I didn't say slow. I said molded.
The molded generation. Is that what you said? It sounded like you said the slow generation.
This era molded our sense of humor.
Right. I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly. I was like, I mean, I wasn't. Some people, I wasn't part of the slow generation. Just want to make sure. But no, you're right. I feel you. Yeah.
Like along with stuff like SpongeBob, where we were just at the peak of meme culture, and TV definitely expressed that in a way. Like the hyper-realistic imagery, the deadpan like one-shots or the stills that like we all like screenshot and use to like on Facebook and Instagram to this day.
Right, Mark. You know? Mark, you had a point.
Yeah, I was.
Flapjack is like.
Because Austin took over. I was going to talk about my views, and Austin took over again.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so like what? So like my opinions on Flapjack is like, I like it. It is Cartoon Network's version of SpongeBob. Is how I see it. It is because like it is a lot of the Nickelodeon humor of like, because like Ren and Stimpy like kind of started the like off-model close-up sort of thing, and then like that baked over into SpongeBob, and Flapjack was
like SpongeBob took it and ran with it.
Yeah, right. And like Flapjack was just like I saw it as like Cartoon Network's like version of SpongeBob. It's just like, but like it does those jokes like like more often than SpongeBob, where it's like close up, ugly shots, and it's just like it's all about like a lot of the jokes is like how ugly things are. And what I like about Flapjack is it's also the same reason like because Childish was doing the same thing at the time is like its use of mixed media. I love mixed media in animation.
Prime example of us using Flapjack for meme culture. I won't say names to hide identities, but Mark, you remember that video that you made?
Oh yeah, no, I can say it, like there was a classmate we didn't like. I'm not gonna name his name because he doesn't deserve recognition. But like I made a video about like where it was a cutaway from Flapjack and it was like, what on earth is that? and like you put a picture of his face and then you hear like the SpongeBob. Look at it!
Yeah.
We were mean back then. He deserved it.
No, it wasn't that.
Well, he deserved it. He was a jerk.
It wasn't mean. It was just that's the humor that we found that was based from these things.
He deserved it. He was a jerk. In fact, I'm gonna dox him. If you want to find him, look at the art. Go to the Arby's dumpster, and he'll be in there.
He will.
Just kick. Give it a good kick, and he'll wake up.
Any Arby's dumpster. Any Arby's dumpster. Yeah. Absolutely. Flapjack is, again, like you guys have said the core points. Like, Flapjack is absolutely
I missed out on
for
Flapjack, though.
And it got us...
You got some binging to do.
But it got us through that end of the 2000s where you're looking like, wow, all these iconic things are gone. Now, here's two. And we didn't even realize at the time that these two... That Chowder, yes, it was still great, but Flapjack, like you said, was this really critical mass of all these people that had come from CalArts and were working together and were finding ways to just make humor.
CalArts!
And this would be the pumping point for dozens of shows into the next decade. Like, so I'm going to go ahead and move off of this because we will do clearly a Flapjack episode at some point in the future, and that might be 5 hours long because there's a lot to talk about with Flapjack. But let's go ahead and move on to the episode selections. Obviously, there are 4 selections, but at this portion of the episode, we're going to tackle 2. The 2 we're going to focus on is the very first one. This was selected by both Mark and Martin. They didn't know that they both selected the same one, but it works out in a perfect way. And then you've got season 3, episode 9, wrap it up from Austin.
Yeah, that Martin, my episode 1 gap
in music. So, okay. Yeah. So, episode 1, The Power. This was written, of course, by J.G. Quintel. This is, again, as early as it gets outside of the regular show pilot and the 2 a.m., all that stuff that we talked about earlier. This debuted, obviously, with the show on September 6, 2010. Mark or Martin, who wants to tackle just explaining what The Power is as a story?
Martin, do it.
Jesus Christ, you guys like at school.
So just tell the episode.
Yeah, explain it. Tell us a synopsis. Give us an idea of the show.
Well, of course, Rigby and Mordecai are just effing around and end up putting a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
So instead of like a normal way of doing it or a regular way of doing it, they decide to pull out a magical keyboard and go into hijinks ensue.
Yes, the regular.
It's the episode is like you just get it as soon as you watch it. So you get there like, okay, I know what the series is about. This You just know like, okay, I'm hooked. This is all I need to see.
It is a perfect introduction to a regular show. This is the one that actually got me like invested in because like it's just funny. I remember me and my friend were quoting the lyrics. Don't look at our cartoons while we synchronize our watches. Because I did not like the episode they actually previewed. Because even though this is episode 1, the one they gave.
The pilot episode.
No, it's not. It's not the pilot.
No, the pilot is not the pilot. The pilot. This is not the pilot. The pilot came out in 2008. No. So Mark, wait. We're not gonna explain this. We did we talked about the pilot earlier in the episode. So if you guys want to learn about the pilot,
I'm not talking about the fucking pilot. God, I didn't see the pilot before I saw the show. Because I'm talking about the episode they previewed before this. Because they made an event out of it.
Right.
The first episode they aired for us was I forgot like what the name of it, but it was like an episode where they drunk it was this coffee bean guy.
Yeah, caffeine. The coffee bean.
Coffee bean guy.
It's called caffeinated concert tickets. Is what it was.
Yeah, yeah, and it was like I remember I didn't like that episode back when I saw it, and I was like, this is
coffee.
Oh yeah. I was like, this show is fucking stupid, man. I don't get it. And then like, you know, when the show actually premiered and the power came out, I was like, I get it.
Yeah. Good.
It also introduced two of the most iconic sayings you'll see throughout the series.
You're fired.
That one and also the one thing 3.
Yeah.
Man, because of hand boning. Like
Ham boning.
Did it have a whoa?
I forgot someday.
Huh?
Did this episode have a whoa?
No, it didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Like so, yeah, just 2. You're fired and hand boning. It also helped that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
It also helped that like this is also the end, like the beginning and the end.
Yes.
They wrapped it right back down.
Yeah, full loop. Which is yes. Again, like so much about the finale, which we can talk about at the end of this discussion here.
Yeah.
So
again, I'm with you guys 100%. Like this episode, what I love so much is like it's rarely the case that the first episode is going to be one of the best episodes of the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
That is usually not the case. This is not only one of my favorite episodes of the show. This is one of my favorite episodes ever. Maybe it's because of the time that I was watching it as like, you know, a teenager, but it just was such a like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like this is so wacky. Like it just goes, you know, it's so relatable that this random shit just happens. Like I found a keyboard and like, oh fuck it.
Like I can give you a prime example of after I watched that episode, because like back in that frame, people like where it was Chowder versus Flapjack. The big one in middle, like in like my 8th grade range, was Regular Show versus Adventure Time. And I remember getting into a debate with some dudes on the bus, like where he was actively wearing the Finn hat, saying, "Oh, I like Regular Show better," and like they just looked at me like I was fucking crazy. And it was just because like that like the dry, realistic humor. And the other thing I gotta say about the pilot is I really like that they established that Mordecai and Rigby were 23 years old, because I definitely feel like we're missing a time frame like where people are afraid of making kid shows centered around adults.
Right.
You know? And like SpongeBob really got the gut of that, because in the first 3 seasons, SpongeBob was treated more so like a fellow coworker that had job and bills and wanted to go to bed because his boss was harassing him. Mm-hmm. But then they just like, after the movie, they kind of like dumbed down and kidified him.
Yes. Yeah. I think you're right about the fact that like this show, that's what made this show appeal so well. Simultaneously, again, the Adventure Time #1 had the advantage because it came out earlier, so I remember that as well. 8th grade going to 9th grade, that idea of, because we're same graduating year, 8th grade going to 9th grade, the feeling of, wow, this is, you know, this competition isn't that, like, it took a little while, but I always thought Regular Show, personally, was preferred to me. But I think, just like with Chowder and Flapjack, Adventure Time, Regular Show were perfect for each other, because you approached Adventure Time differently than you approached Regular Show. In Adventure Time, you asked a ton of questions, and the series would just do a bunch of wacky shit. Why is there an Ice King? Why is there a Candy Kingdom? What the fuck is this? What's going on? Regular Show, it doesn't matter. You're just with these guys, hanging out with this crew in this park.
That's what they said in the
perfect.
Regular Show. It's right. Anything but.
Yes, but like because they're so different, that's what's great. Mark, what are you about to say?
So, Adventure Time did come out first, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it had the time advantage, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when the show was coming out, before I saw it, I was like, it looks so stupid. Why do we need, like, this, like, it's an adventure show, it's an Adventure Time ripoff. Why do we need another Adventure Time? And, like, after watching it, like, the reason I like, it separates this from Adventure Time is, Adventure Time is, like, treated as, like, kind of an RPG world. Like, weird stuff happens, and Finn is just like, yeah, this is normal for our world. Like, yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, adventure. Meanwhile, in this show, weird things happen, but like it's weird to the characters. But like even during and after the situation, it's like, well, that was a thing. Back to our normal thing.
Exactly.
So I have a strange comparison. A big hear me out. So when it comes to Regular Show, Regular Show is what would happen if Napoleon Dynamite was as cool as he thought he was.
Yeah. I can see that.
There was definitely a lot of energy when you look at that similar toned energy.
Like the dry humor of Napoleon Dynamite, and like how expressively 80s, because strangely, like, because Napoleon Dynamite was like in a timeline where it felt like that entire state was still trapped in the 80s when it was like, what, 2004 when that movie dropped?
Mm-hmm.
And I get that from regular show too, whereas like there's a lot of aspects of like heavy metal and like that 80s genre, and then they're still like playing their fucking Famicom or their NES, even though like it's fucking 2010 at this point. And everybody's
I just want to say, fuck my life, because I was supposed to see that movie for the first time this year, and that at the Alamo Draft House, and they had a meet and greet with the actor who plays Pedro, whoever the fuck that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
I forget whoever the fuck.
But like the reason I couldn't go because an ATM ate my money that day. I was trying to deposit money into my account, and ATM fucking ate my money.
Yeah.
Right. As great of a story as that is, I do want to bounce off.
By that I mean it just it didn't deposit. It just ate it and didn't give it back.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
As good of a story as that is, Mark, like you said, Austin, like they do have similarities. I think what they both nail is, number one, both creators were born in that time period of early 80s, and they were both really getting that sense of, here's nostalgia that I remember growing up, and being in a place where it's boring as shit. And both regular show and Napoleon Dynamite perfectly, but they perfectly capture that sense of, fuck, there is nothing to do. It's just dead air. Like, there's nothing.
Regular show goes. While we're on the subject of it of these shows molding a generation, it definitely molded a generation of kids where we wanted to live in the 80s because they really showed us in our face what a lot of the culture was. Granted, for us as black folk, going back in time in any time frame is dangerous, but I was definitely a kid that was my dad put me on to one of my favorite movies are The Goonies and The Breakfast Club. I've seen 16 Candles. The Lost Boys is one of my favorite renditions of the modern vampire of all time, and that was because I was introduced to a generation that wasn't mine.
Right.
One thing I was saying is that with my roommate is that one thing that, because they're a little older than me, is that I wish I was outside for the time where the only way to access anime was through VHS tapes and DVDs.
Yep.
Versus
you want to, but then it's impossible to get to
where
that.
we had to watch Naruto in Spanish subtitles in parts 1 through 10 on YouTube.
Right. I feel you. It's that thing of, again, every generation has this. George Lucas, when he makes Star Wars, he's going back in time, mentally thinking about the things that made him enjoy his life as a kid back in the 40s, because he's that fucking old, or 50s because he's that fucking old. Then you look at these creators in the time of regular show and Adventure Time and Napoleon Dynamite, like we talked about. It's like these are creators that grew up in the early 80s. They felt that time period. And it's they were the perfect people to really present that. Now, again, we are clearly in the age now where creators are now nostalgic for the late 90s, early 2000s, because we are becoming that generation, and we are getting more front and center centric now of that. So now you're getting nostalgia for the Game Boy Advance era, for the DVD era, for PS2, things like that.
The hype of Teen Titans Go, I'm shocked that Nickelodeon hasn't done a Rocket Power reboot.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So wait. Oh, sorry, I don't get the connection. Why would that?
Yeah. Because it's super 90s. It's as late 90s, early 2000s as you're going to get.
I know that.
X Games, man, radical, awesome.
I know, but I know it was good for that era. I don't see how it would be good for this era compared to Teen Titans Go.
But yeah, how would that connect Teen Titans Go? That is.
It's just the hyperactivity. Mainly, Rocket Power was more extreme sports, but it was again more of that radical dude. We've been invaded by shoobies. And how big of a moment it was when Rocket Power teamed up with fucking Tony Hawk. Even though that show was in my opinion mid, I stuck around because Tony Hawk was just that fucking cool.
Mark has a personal vendetta against Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was always boring to me.
I love it. It was one of my favorites.
I think Angry Beavers or Cat Dog would be more.
Like I said, I felt like it was mid, but that was a good episode. And Tito, he was cool.
It's fun. To me, it was fun. But again, I was growing up in that time period where I barely got to see it, so revisiting it, I still thought it was.
I mean, I say a modern Teen Titans Go is compared to Nick is SpongeBob. They should bring that show back.
They should bring Teen Titans Go back. Oh, wait, I forgot. It's never ending. Never mind.
The one that it might be blasphemous, but Recess was always boring to me.
Mark's ready to go. Oh, snap.
That show always put me to sleep.
To sleep?
Yes, to sleep.
To sleep? What about Doug? If you can't handle Recess, then you can't handle Doug. Even the earlier Doug, which I love, I still think it's so slow paced.
Put me to sleep.
That it's gonna put. If you don't like Recess,
boring, though.
yeah. I think Recess, again, it does the thing that, again, regular show also does, which, again, it really gets you down to that sense of, and King of the Hill does, which is, it's just ground level for the most part. Obviously, regular show goes even more extreme at some points.
What I liked about Recess, especially in comparison to Hey Arnold, is that, like, it really, the same realm of Craig of the Creek, where it really hyperbolized the mindset of a kid.
Yes.
And it really showed you that, that concept of, like, what if those school rumors that we talk about were true? Like what if there were really, the teachers were secretly aliens abducting the kids type shit?
Right.
Like, obviously it's all bullshit, but like, it went all out. Like, that's how kids think, and really gave us that insight of, like, what if it were true?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree 100%. Like, those are my favorite concepts are, again, where you just push the boundary on that mental perspective and the imagination of what you felt as a kid.
Some of the best episodes of South Park are when not when we got Mecha Barbara Streisand and Jesus shooting the shit. It's when the kids act like actual fucking kids.
Yeah.
Like the one where they thought that the paper fortune teller thing was a truth-telling device, and they had to steal it and, like, blow it up because they thought that the government was going to find it.
Yeah.
That's just fucking hilarious, because it shows you how serious kids think, like, low-key.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget about the Ninja Stars episode. That's just being kids. That is just being kids. That's all that is.
That's why it's called Good Times with Weapons.
Yes.
Like, that's a story that as a child you're going to go back on as an adult.
Yeah.
This is a segue, but this is like a tree of, like, segue.
Hey, Mark, this is episode 50 of Cartoon Chat. We're not only celebrating Toons, we're celebrating regular show, which is a great way to...
Wait, no, I didn't know it was, like, fucking a perfect 50.
Which is... What?
I didn't know it was, like, a perfect episode. Like, I didn't know we were doing, like, this was, like...
You didn't know... Mark, you are the co-host of Cartoon... I've sent you notes for the past 3 weeks about this, and every 5 minutes you say, Oh, fuck, I just browsed.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? This is episode 50. It's episode 50. This is awesome, man. Fuck it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, point being, let's get back to the power then. It is regular show. It is episode 50.
What we're talking about?
We had a little bit of cartoon chat. Now we are having a regular show chat. The power. What I think is great is, again, like Martin said, or one of you said, this is a great precursor to what the show, obviously the pilot does it much, like, it really does the job of giving you what regular show is, but this even more so. You get the musical sense that that's going to be there. You get the energy and the chemistry between the two characters. You get Benson, you get the whole cat, like, you get the core cast outside of Muscle Man and Five Ghosts. They are in there. I'm sorry, they are in there.
This episode has a lot of reference to the for the original animatic pilot stuff he's done in the past.
Yes.
Like, cause even Pop's, like, he pays like Mordecai and Rigby and Lollipops, which he does in his animatic pilot.
Yes.
And Mordecai gets like a magic handbag. In the middle of the episode, which is also a reference to that.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, because we just watched pilot right before. It's like, oh, he's just like referencing his old material.
Absolutely. And what's great about, again, looking back at that stretch of the stuff that becomes the breadcrumbs of regular show, is that it is all his identity. Like, all of it is his identity, so it fits like a puzzle piece into regular show as it is. Like, that's what's great about it. Yeah. But again, the journey here with these characters in the power, I thought was it's incredibly fun, but it's very relatable. Until it gets wacky and out of control. It's like, oh shit, we did some shit we shouldn't have done. Again, this even though it's the first episode, it becomes so memeable. A bunch of baby ducks send into the moon.
Yeah.
Soda machine that doesn't work.
Soda machine that doesn't work.
Like.
Speaking of which, I have some, like, inconsistencies with the power that I have problems with from watching it last night.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first things first. When they send Skips to the moon, right?
Yeah. Why doesn't he die? Because
like,
space.
it's complaining, it doesn't work that way. And it's like, what do you mean it doesn't work that way? Well, do you see skips? Okay, fine. But when Reach Me is singing that song about sending baby ducks and the soda machine doesn't work, neither of those things are in his presence. So
there are
skips back for the song.
Oh wait, well, but don't you have to think about the thing that you're sending?
Yeah, you got to
think about the thing that you're sending. It could just be our point of view.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
But he said that the reason that he couldn't bring skips back was because he couldn't see skips.
Yeah, I'm saying he could be looking at it.
Yeah, what we don't know that he wasn't in the presence of it.
Yeah, we can easily throw out that headcanon.
He could be looking straight at him and a phantom
like slightly in his distance. A soda machine is in front of the house while he's sitting in the golf cart.
Yeah, possibly. We just don't know. We don't know what frame.
The party's ambiguous. There's like it's usually like a lot of shit everywhere. Sometimes in episodes.
In a death battle scenario, right? They always try to use the power as an element, but the thing that we forget is that at the end of the episode, Skips broke the shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mordecai and Rigby couldn't like even have a chance to use it again.
Right. Yeah.
Because also one of Skip's catchphrases is "I've seen this before," meaning he's like seen every supernatural shit, so he's not even gonna bother with even having that thing, not even gonna have a power of that source around.
I mean, it's a wish machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's again. I love the idea though of it being a keyboard. Also, again, when they're playing with the keyboard in the beginning, where it's like, like all that's fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I really want to talk more about this, but I want to talk more about it in my segment because it's more geared toward the music.
Yeah, we're gonna run through that pretty soon. Before we move on, again, just little things. Last couple things about the power. Got a shout out. Love the fact that again, just the humor that you find in little things. The humor of they're testing it out on Pops, like you said. Pops pays them. They see it works. They go to then go to Benson, and after they do their whole thing, they spin around. And then, just because they're worried, they back up a couple steps. They're like, oh fuck, he might pull a gasket on what we fucking did. Like, I love that a lot. So I want to talk a little bit about, just briefly, again, season 1, I think, is I think season 3 is the peak of regular show, but I think all 3 of the first seasons are amazing, and the show itself doesn't really lose consistency, but I haven't really revisited the last few seasons in a long time. I think season 1 has some great
saying that they should have gotten rid of the Mordecai love situation storylines, but they should have not focused on it as much as they did, because it just kind of made the later seasons a bit iffy.
Made it a soap opera instead of what it was in the beginning, which I don't think it's a soap opera.
That's simply they probably just running low on ideas.
That nigga fumbled the bag on CJ hard. Like, CJ was actually a ride or die, and he just couldn't commit for some reason. I don't get it.
No, that was weird. That was a very man. I'm disappointed that got fucked up. But we will talk about that in the in our later discussion when first time Cartoon Chat newcomer Bacon will join us on that discussion.
Is CJ the goat who was voiced by Roger Craig Smith?
What? No. CJ is the Cloud.
Oh, okay.
From season 1 though. Shout out to these episodes. Death Punchies. One of my what's up? What?
I thought we were going. She didn't have a.
No, because it was late. It was so late. Yeah. But shout out to season 1 episodes. Death Punchies. Absolutely hilarious. Key quote that I love. Someone Quan clogged the toilet. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Episode 3, caffeinated concert tickets. Mark talked about this. Love this. Again, it's not as.
I like it. I like the episode now. Just to clarify,
coffee. Episode 7 was the first episode I saw.
It was probably had one of the best 80s montages and more showing that 80s culture thing, because working for the weekend, come on. And then the opening song for Fist Pump was a reference to that one song we've all heard in GTA San Andreas. For the light.
Yeah. But it's also it's super the thing about caffeinated concert tickets is how relatable it is. It's super relatable like, because again, like, you're dealing with this situation where you want to get it done, you have to work and work and work to get to it, and by the time you get to it, you're gonna be fucking knocked out like Mark was during watching Accountant 1. Like, it's like, yeah, like, you know, situations, that just happens. It's adulting.
It wasn't boring, it was just like I was sleepy because I came from 1 hour walk.
Nerddom I like to talk about in regards to Mark that I tell people all the time is the fact that he got Smash 4 on release night and then stayed up all night to unlock the characters just so we can have a Smash Day for gaming tournament.
Fucking
Not the gaming tournament, for gaming club.
Never forget. Go moment.
Yeah, like, that was just like, Mark, that was such a bro moment. We love you for that.
Yeah, see, I still remember it.
Oh, well, here's the thing. If I didn't have all the characters, I would have heard it from, like, everybody, because, like, where the fuck's my character?
Yeah.
Because all the, like, everyone in like DG our club was like fucking
well, all they wanted to play was fucking Smash. That's all they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they were fucking arrogant.
Yes. They were like, after the weeks after, they'd be like, hey, you're gonna play Smash back?
Fans of PlayStation All-Stars.
You said what?
Like, they were mad just because we on Smash Day we also had PlayStation All-Stars up.
Why is this
like,
here?
They were just personally offended by that.
Why is this here? Get the fuck out of here. Why is this here? Yeah, I remember. Gonna keep it moving though.
Dude, I remember when they kept putting, like, when they kept setting up Smash in the back when we said.
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
We didn't want. This is not a Smash Bros. Day.
Dude, it was like pigeons. It was like, shoot, get the fuck out of here. Stop with the fucking Smash. Get the fuck. Different games. God. Get the fuck on. Episode 7.
Sorry to disappoint, but sometimes people like platform fighters other than Smash Bros. It can be done well. And because of the backlash of multiverses, this is why we can't have nice things.
Ta-da. Yeah. Well, also, Warner Brothers kind of fucked up multiverse. So I'm not getting into that. Episode 7, Grilled Cheese.
I'm gonna be honest, multiverses wasn't done well.
Grilled Cheese Deluxe. This was the first episode I saw on premiere, not like on when it premiered. I don't know why I didn't see the first episode, but I was hyped once I saw that. But Grilled Cheese Deluxe, it's just funny seeing the rabbit hole of lies. That gets pretty far.
After we saw Osher's thing with the balls, like that, I feel like that was a moment every kid had with regular show.
You said what?
When the Osher's thing with the balls video popped up.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately ran to YouTube to see if it was up there.
Yeah. It's not. You're not gonna show that video again, are you? Episode 10.
Again, when we were just shooting the shit with our siblings or with our friends, we always had that wonder where that one friend would watch that shit every fucking time.
Agreed. Episode 10, The Dawn. This was the crotchless Rigby relative who keeps asking for sugar. Give me some sugar. Come on, Rigby, give me some sugar. That shit was like, again.
Why they give him a bulge?
Like, no bulge, crotchless, but had a little weird bulge thing going. It was just
they didn't even
memorable
make that.
ass episodes. Season 1 is goated. I can turn on, I have a DVD of it, I just rewatch. And it's great in the background. It's great for my just to pull attention.
What's funny is I didn't even call attention to it because he said like Rigby, I wear no clothes just like you. And it's like it just served the question is like what are the naked rules in this universe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's
I would definitely will say that The Dawn was definitely the first time we got a real insight into a character's past, and not just having the flashback, but Rigby really confessing. Or like being like realistic about how like, hey, like I love you, but you've always been in the spotlight. It's not that I hate you. I just want to be my own spotlight. Fuck, I'm the older brother, and nobody pays attention to me at all. Everybody loves you, and that's a fair complaint. It's not Dawn's fault, but like Rigby was valid in feeling that way. Like he feels like he's overshadowed.
Yeah, that's what made that episode so. Again, it's like it's a great concept to work around because again so many people feel that way in certain situations.
Another episode I wanted to call out is it was a sequel to Baby Ducks. It was those freaking geese. Or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. I don't know what season that is, but yeah.
Because that one is like the creators made that one is because they didn't like the regular show action figures that were coming out. They really hated them, and that's what that episode was about because this company was trying to make action figures of the Baby Duck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then like that episode was just about like anime references up the wazoo, mostly Evangelion, because they kept changing forms and they kept changing clothes inside the mech suits. That was funny, and I love the ending of like Benson is just like down for it. He was like, "That was this is what you guys do every day. That was awesome." That was just a fun episode.
Agreed. Any shout outs to anyone else from
Highway 9B?
Highway 9B, that was... Oh, yeah, very relatable. Yeah. Yes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move on to Austin's selection. This was season 3, episode 9. Wrap it up. This was written by Sean Siles, Kat Morris, Matt Price, and Jack Thomas, as well as John Infantano. They all kind of worked on this just to kind of get it right. Obviously, this features Donald Glover as Alpha Dog, Tyler the Creator as Blitz Comet, and MC Light as Demolition. This debuted November 2011. Austin, it's all yours. Tell us about Wrap It Up.
Okay. So, it all starts. Mordecai and Rigby are working at the shop, more than likely still paying off their 6-month debt to eating all of the shit in the snack bar. And they're excited because the rappers are about to start. And we get some really good freestyles from Tyler the Creator and Childish Gambino as Blitz Comet, and I forgot the other name. And also, fun fact, Tyler also voiced the one for the first cheesy ass rapper that started.
Yeah.
And then Pops just steps in and he mistakes it for poetry. And he comes up spitting, honestly, if you're actually like poetry, Pops was spitting bars. But
yeah,
they just treated us corny. And so the first thing I really want to talk about is the appreciation for battle rap.
Right.
Tyler the Creator and Childish Gambino, especially in that time frame and further on into my high school career, were very pivotal to my love for music. Not only just my love for music, but my love for self-expression. Because Tyler the Creator was one of those people that, he was, even though he was a black man making hip-hop, he was still chalked up in the realm of white people music. Mm-hmm. Same thing,
right.
And, they were definitely two rap artists that were definitely, not just, I wouldn't say changing the game, but they were just, expressing the alternative lifestyle unapologetically.
Agreed. They were considered as outside of, they were outside of the,
Yeah, so, Donald Glover was already getting his love from Community, and then he later on was the permanent voice for Marshall Lee, and I think he reprised his role in Fiona and Cake, which I haven't watched yet. But, yeah. I just really liked it was him, and then, finding out that the female rapper was MC fucking Light, and then, the other thing is, I really gotta give a shout-out to battle rap as a culture, as a narrative, because I wouldn't say that it's a genre, it's a sport. As Screwface Gene always says, hip-hop is a sport, because, I gotta diverge a little bit, because, I know that, this is just about, this isn't just about the episode, but
no, go ahead.
I wanted to talk more about, the musical aspect of regular show as well, but when it comes to battle rap, let's talk about Kendrick versus Drake for a second, because that shook last year, and,
Sorry, Austin, I'm sorry, Austin, I gotta interrupt with, it's the Super Bowl already happened, so we're gonna have to move. Go ahead.
No. So because I'm getting into I'm still sticking on the subject of battle.
No, you're good. I'm messing with you. Do what you're gonna do, man. Good.
Is the reason that Kendrick always topples over Drake is because Kendrick started as a battle rapper in his heyday. And the reason that's a big aspect, especially when you're beefing with somebody, is that battle rap is all about verbally annihilating your opponent with whatever you have on the top of your head. Mm-hmm. And so the reason that I bring that up is one, that's where Kendrick had the advantage, and two, the fact that when it came to the battle rap, more than likely Childish Gambino and Tyler the Creator freestyled those verses. Right? That's what I was looping back to. And on top of that, they were not only were they freestyling those verses, they also had to do it as Cartoon Network voice actors where they couldn't curse, which is also an aspect of itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So on top of, and again, more of that, Tyler the Creator is he has also had a very huge love for animation. He has often referenced cartoons and Adventure Time in his lyrics. One of his favorite things is he's he wishes that people would ask him what his favorite cartoon is in an interview, and he has there was a whole thing on Nuts and Bolts where he literally came into contact with the creators of Robot Chicken and James and the Giant Peach to help him make his own animated short film, and those are the things that I learned from Tyler the Creator, and I appreciate that out of him. and I know that like I'm still staying on topic when it comes to the music, because I think I brought up earlier that when it comes to regular show and that like aspect and appreciation for the 80s culture, it is all over the place, and not just with the song selections that they use, like the actual, like the real life songs that they make, but within the soundtrack itself, you can hear a lot of that heavy metal. You can hear a lot of that 80s synth wave, 80s synth pop, and all of that stuff. And like, it's very personal. Like, one of my favorite episodes that I didn't really feel enough to talk about was, like, as a subject, was the one where Gary has the synth battle. And I think I brought that up to you, Brian. It's like, do y'all want to know who did the music for that fight, the synth fight?
Who?
Mark Mothersbaugh. And Mark Mothersbaugh, I don't think y'all understand, has had his foot in so much animated music, like you have no idea. Like, and like Mark Mothersbaugh is also one of the 4 members of Devo. So the one that you probably know the most fondly is Go Monkey Go.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Mark made a noise. He was desperately trying to tether a reason to listen to this. That's what Mark.
No, I didn't know. You know, you were listing a bunch of names. I had no idea what they were talking about. And like Devo sounds familiar, but it's like I haven't listened to a single song. And then you're like, Go Monkey Go, like
Trust and believe, that's not the only thing you've heard of Mark Mothersbaugh.
Most of the stuff in regular show itself.
Mark Mothersbaugh did all of the music for the Rugrats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Shit.
And if you want to take it even a step further, he's like the more recent thing that, as far as I know, that he's done music for is Our Flag Means Death.
I
don't know that.
Sorry, I'm also I'm a host. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
And like that's why like I didn't want to just talk about Wrap It Up in itself. I wanted to talk about how like the music of regular show was so impactful. You know? And like how again it was showing that love and appreciation for the 80s culture.
Which is funny because for a show that has no theme song, because like another thing is there's no intro. It's just boom.
But that itself, well, you're right. There's no.
There's no. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying there's no intro.
Yeah, it's like it's a sound. You're right. It's more sound than soundtrack or music. You're right. You're right though.
As somebody that works on music as well, it's like even in that synth battle episode when they were messing with Gary's synthesizer, there was a lot of like actual techno lingo. They weren't just speaking bullshit. You know, they actually had a bit of a knowledge of modular synthesis and used that to add on to it. And like the whole concept of a city like of synth players that can only speak in perfect pitch, that was insane. You know.
Again, there's just some great concepts that Quintel and also the team around him were like. Again, these are people that were born in that early '80s time. This is deep in their soul, like their soul is right there. And again, just also not just that, but going back to Wrap It Up as well. The idea of, hey, let's see if we can get these people in, and let's have this idea and go all out on it and have some fun. Like, because this is just a fun idea to even execute in concept. And then again, in regular show in general, like so much of regular show's language is music. It's all at its core. Like so much of it is just how it approaches through, like carrying the episode. You know, it's you know a certain like feeling of and sense of, oh, here's a tone from the 80s that carries them through some heavy moment, or here's something that happens and it's just some thrilling, you know, guitar like rip. Like it's awesome. And of course, like
like the best. I'm pretty sure they had to pay like that pretty much covered the whole budget of the episode. But when they played through Fire and Flames through Pops' training montage, I lost my shit. I mean, like that was probably the biggest like love letter to the 80s that they absolutely could have done.
Yeah, and even by the way, even in like the idea of you can see that 80s inspiration in the movie as well, and the music in the movie as well. The regular show movie is super like feels like, oh, this is like that's a movie that feels like it's not lost in
this
time.
Would have been right along with Bill and Ted.
Right, like it's great. Like they carry that throughout the whole run. I think this is a good segue, and I still want to talk about the episode, but it's a good segue to some of some of the favorite songs. And some of these songs aren't necessarily 80s based, but you know, you have obviously "Lovin' in the Summertime," Never forget that. You know, we actually got our own. We have officially a two Thanksgiving songs, thanks to regular show. That people have not used, but there's technically 2 Thanksgiving songs from regular show.
So,
you know,
living in the summertime.
My 2 favorites have to be obviously the first one has to be the synth battle song, because like I love when we just have like a good piece of music, you know, like the way that we listen to shit, like obviously electronic music, but also the way that people still casually listen to the Tron soundtrack because Daft Punk made it, you know.
Yeah.
So like, so that's the first one that I really had to give a shout out to, because it was such a love letter to that genre, and I love the concept of modern, like not modernizing, but recreating old school genres in modern time.
Absolutely.
But the second one, which is the most iconic in my opinion, is "Baby Let's Just Party Tonight."
Yeah, man. Baby, let's just party tonight. Dude. Again, I feel you, man. You know, and then there's just
first, like, when I was a kid, I remember just listening to that first opening riff over and over and over, because it was just really fucking good for no reason.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude. Again, it was so awesome. Just the idea, like, you know, like just the idea was awesome. Don't forget just even the brief ones, like "Aw Snap, Come to Our Macaroni Party and Then Take a Nap." Like again, like yeah, man. But no, like I just love the idea. Also in the episode, wrap it up. Like I love that again. Like they're cool with. All right, you don't approach it how you approach it, because Pops, like they try to. They try to get him to approach it. This is where Rigby digs into Mordecai. She's never gonna be with you. She ain't never gonna like disrespect the shit out of Mordecai.
He's like, all right.
And then, but Pops is like, he's got his hat backwards. He looks like a goober.
Yeah, like it was honestly funny seeing Pops like trying to look tripped out.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's like hello fellow youth. You know, like just no, it's not Pops. So and Pops. And you know,
as somebody that like absolutely loves hip hop, it was just like it was nice showing like the message of hip hop doesn't always have to look one way. You know, rap and like skill and like flow, like it doesn't all have to look one. Like it doesn't have to be one aspect or one style. And to show that even with like two people as alternative as Childish, Gambino, and Tyler, it was fun. You know.
100%. Again, that was the joy of this episode. It was like, oh shit! Like look at these different approaches, and then just having them on regular shows.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. It's prime example is that this era of Christian rap is actually fucking fire, and I don't get it.
Wait, this like you're talking current or 2010 through 12? What do you?
No, like right now. Like again, it's just like you're using like examples from what we're talking about now. Is like. Because again, like hip hop has really, like I wouldn't say that it died or anything like that. It's always been here. Right. But after the Kendrick versus Drake beef, it really blew up. And like there is some like the way that like people are like the love for the generic shit and mediocrity is dying. And that's what Kendrick wanted in the first place. And like that's why episodes like this are so important, because it's showing you that hip hop doesn't have to look some way. There's a diversity in this art form.
100%.
And the fact that like I actively have Christian rappers on my playlist, even though I'm agnostic, that says a lot about their skill. It's not just about like their message, but like how good can you deliver that message?
Agreed. It's like it's a presentation of just you need to pivot. There's got to be a way to pivot. You don't have to. There's not one solid way. And by the way, that was what you did back in the days of DJ Club. Was like, hey, approach it differently. Go ahead.
Like remember during the Tech Center grand opening, I was the nigga that walked up to 92Q and complained about the fact that we don't have electronic artists on there. Like that was like not that I like ranted, I like argued with them, but I told them like I wanted to be the one that breaks that mold that shows you that like Black people don't gotta look or be a certain way to be successful or to be to be popular. And I love that today people like Tyler the Creator are fucking mainstream. You know?
Yeah.
Like that Tyler the Creator has the potential to beat somebody out like DJ Khaled. And like it's showing you that, like, especially with niggas like Drake, where hip hop is not a fucking numbers game.
No.
Like, it's like, I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck about how many bitches or hoes you got. Can you fucking rap, nigga? That's all I care about.
Yeah, and I mean, now that Will Smith's back, I mean, the game has changed.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
No, but hey, man, I very much appreciate the nomination of season 3, episode 9. Wrap it up. Talking about wrapping it up. Bearskin content. No, talking about wrapping up. Any final thought? We're gonna close this segment, and obviously next segment's gonna be with a different group of people we've got tagging in. But any final thoughts for you guys on regular show? What you guys think of regular show as a series? Because obviously, I appreciate you guys for being here, but anything on the series Lana or sir?
Yeah, I was surprised because hands up, I never really watched the show before today, right? And it's the type of show that I know all of the characters because I would see infinite clips and memes and stuff. I just never had the context. I just never had the source material, right? So I watched it and it was like, and it was funny because it was like I was cherry picking things. I was like, oh yeah, that's what that's from. That's what that's from. That's what that's from. I was like, I remember this clip, and it's like, I felt at home because like I haven't actually watched the show, but I've seen the memes and clips so many times.
Right.
And the jokes played out so many times. I know the Moon song. Yes, I remember the Moon song. And it was but now that I have proper context, it elevates it more for me. Like, this is a show that it flew under my radar because before I met you guys, I don't really knew anyone who knew about this show to tell me about the show. So for me, just randomly seeing it online, it was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this little raccoon and this bird guy?
Yeah.
Just doing dumb stuff. And I was like, I would laugh at the clips, but it was like, I don't know. I just not really got. I didn't think like, oh, let me go watch it. Until today, it was like, I was pleasantly surprised that like, this is a nice little show. It's like I thought, I don't know, I've been kind of marred on the aesthetics of the show because it does look a lot. It does remind me of Adventure Time and Flapjack and Chowder and stuff like Teen Titans Go, right? And I never watched Flapjack, so I can't say crap about that one. But Chowder, it didn't hit for me.
Don't hurt my boy.
Don't hurt. It didn't hit for me. It didn't hit for me. So
Rada.
I'm sorry.
Rada.
I'm sorry. Chowder didn't hit for me, so that's one negative. Teen Titans Go didn't hit.
All right, next episode, Chowder. We're doing 12 episodes. It starts right now.
Teen Titans Go didn't hit for me. Like I can't. I just can't. And then
don't start the Austin. You've opened the gates.
Sorry.
We all have a slight disdain for the show with no name that never ends. But continue your
I'm so disdained by that show, I still watch it.
Hold on.
Fuck you to like the fans was probably the best thing that they ever did because they actually really delved into the parody thing, and that's where like the references got even funnier. Like the April Fool's shit where they not when April Fool's, when they went back in time and basically gave the pearls or whatever to Batman, like to Bruce Wayne, to watch him kill his parents to correct the timeline. Admittedly, that was funny as shit.
Yeah.
The movie in general, yeah.
See, the thing about Teen Titans Go for me is like, I never been one of those fucking old timey fans who be like, oh, I want my old Teen Titans back. Even though the old Teen Titans were a huge part of my childhood, I didn't really care too much about this new Teen Titans Go. The thing for me was the jokes just weren't funny to me.
Right.
That's my thing. I don't care about how it looks. I don't care about what the new direction they take in. It's just that the jokes are not funny. The jokes are not funny to me. So
you gotta tell that to the people that are about 5 years younger than me 5 years younger and younger than me. Because that show is...
I was at the hospital, right?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting in the hospital bed, and Cartoon Network was on, and the one episode that, like, I thought was, again, like, it got better, it got a little bit better over time, and that's not saying much, but the one where they were basically expressing the art of the drip. And,
yeah, like, no, it's there's more wit to that the show has than it gets credit for. I'm not saying, look, like, we talked about this obviously for years back in 2015, 16, 17, but, like, it's not as bad as obviously everyone claims it to be. It's just, like,
it used to be. I can easily compare Teen Titans Go to modern SpongeBob, where there's, like, a lot of hits and misses, and, like, when it's good, it's good.
That's for anything, though.
I wouldn't say for anything, because, like, No, it's not, because, like, no, in terms of, like, the humor it's going for, it definitely does remind me of modern SpongeBob a lot, because, like, they seem, like, I guess, like, they definitely have the same demographic, and they seem to have the same humor type.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why they try to do unit. I'm not getting down the Teen Titans Go rabbit hole.
I do want to do a Teen Titans Go cartoon chat because I do like.
We did the movie episode. We did the movie episode. We did that episode 23. Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Oh, we're doing another movie episode, or else I'm leaving the fucking podcast.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna kill Austin so he won't like fucking join you as a replacement.
There will be no second.
Final thoughts.
Listen. Look, what I'm trying to say.
Thoughts on regulars.
Right. What I'm trying to say is
Teen Titans Go podcast now. Shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ. No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, that's three negatives already, right? And I've seen Adventure Time, and hands up.
Don't you dare say you also hate that.
I don't know. I don't hate Adventure Time. I don't hate Adventure Time. I just have.
You like it?
It's cool. Adventure Time is cool.
I'm kidding.
I know. But, like, I unfortunately haven't watched enough Adventure Time to pull me in. Mm-hmm. But from what I've seen is, this is fucking funny. But hands up, I didn't care to explore.
But the bacon pancakes.
I didn't care to explore. So before I found out about regular show,
then put them in a pancake.
that's four. Shut up. that's three negatives and one semi-negative, right? So in my brain, when I saw a regular show, it just looked like another show that I wasn't gonna get into.
It's anything.
So
but.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna try it.
Or goes to mark on that.
It just does not feel. It does not really fit for me. So I just prejudged it just based off of how it looks.
By the way, I just want to say, like, regular show is such a fucking weird name. Because right now, well, especially when it comes to iconic shows, you just don't think about it. Like, yeah, that's the regular show.
Yeah.
But like, well, it like.
Wait. This is coming from the guy that said Big Mouth was not only the best name, but the best show ever made.
Did I say it? I never said that. I fucking hate Big Mouth.
You said, end quote, I love this more than Simpsons.
Jesus.
You didn't. He didn't. He never did. But could you imagine if you said that? No.
I said Hitler did nothing wrong while I was wearing a black mask.
Make sure you edit that out.
Someone called Kanye so he can get on this fucking podcast.
Martin, what did you final thoughts on regular show or anything you else?
I love it. It's a great show. Very iconic. Very iconic show. Haven't had this with such many things since The Simpsons, with all the catchphrases. So just things that I legitimately say in real life.
Right.
But like, I mean, it just set it up, and it's just set it up the right voice, and you have everybody around you going, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
It's just one of those shows. That's like everyone watched it.
Yeah, exactly. It hit for me. It hit for me because, like, even though I prejudged it as one of those shows that look like another Child or Adventure Time,
it's a good show.
It hits more in the vein of how Rick and Morty hit for me. Like, Rick and Morty have so many good moments that I can't not remember. Like, and already, just from just the very few episodes I watched of regular show, I was like, yeah, regular show is gonna be like that for me. It's just gonna be just an amalgamation of stupid moments that I'm just never gonna forget about.
Right. But before we get to Austin's thoughts, Mark, you kind of put me on a tangent and thought. Like, again, I think this is why also Smiling Friends executes so well, is it's also, at its base, even it's so ground level, just like regular show is, until it gets wacky. But like the dialogue, the chemistry, all of that, like they both nail that perfectly.
I gotta say something about Smiling Friends before I get to my closing thoughts.
By all means, I opened up the floodgates. Go for it.
Sorry, like this is gonna be really quick.
No, go for it. Hey, we technically still have 30 minutes. You
You're supposed to, you said it's gonna be really quick, and you keep fucking stopping.
And we don't talk about that enough.
Sorry, say it again.
I said Smiling Friends was such a huge win for Newgrounds. Like, not only did because Newgrounds was definitely dominant, like not dominating, but they had a couple of like good published games up their belt. But this is the first time that Newgrounds animators actually got to do a fucking show. Yes. And they used it to just have a lot of those like referential Newgrounds moments, because like obviously we got what's his stage name? Who is Charlie's actor again?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so Zach Hadel, did you know that he did a storyboard of SpongeBob?
Yes. He did it for a couple episodes. He was a guest storyboarder.
Yeah, so, like, did you know that the devil in the Christmas episode is the fucking angry video game nerd?
I didn't know.
James Rolfe?
Yeah.
Shit. I did not know that was him.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
because my attention was just on Gilbert Godfrey.
Yes.
Shrimp. Shrimp is salad fingers.
Yes.
Crazy.
I remember that part.
It's such a great,
just
the cast.
It is like a bunch of like famous internet people from like a certain culture.
Like, they really loved their where they came from, and they wanted to show it, and they got the opportunity because they're on fucking TV now. Yeah. And they got 2 seasons, like they got a 3rd season on their belt. Like it was such a huge win. But Mark's final thoughts on regular show.
No, your final thoughts. Mark's was gonna say his final thoughts after the second half of our regular show discussion, which technically these are timed back to back. There's, it's all a mess. It's all a mess. So, but give us your thoughts.
Okay, so
your thoughts.
My final thoughts. I definitely think that regular show I could absolutely put in the realm of shows like MTV Downtown and Mission Hill. Because, like I said, it was one of those few, like, granted it's a kid's show, it was one of the few kids shows that centered around actual adults. And, like, the thing that I make a point of in my MTV Downtown project is that, like I said earlier, is that I'm currently living the life that these people are living. Because we've all been 23 years old. We've absolutely taken a couple of jobs for granted and got fired or something like that. We were definitely sometimes lazy slackers that didn't understand the concept of work ethic, and that's okay. And like we go from like as kids, we went from damn like why is Benson such a hard ass on him to like as adults being like damn that's all he asked them to do and they fucked that up. And yeah, like I love that about that. And like when aside from Mordecai's love issues, I really love the very subtle, like, character development that going on. Like, I love that, like, they didn't, like, make an episode where Rigby decided, I'm gonna go get my diploma. Like, it just was already an act that he was pursuing, Yeah. And the fact that him and Eileen were developing their own non-toxic relationship completely off-screen, which showed me a very valuable lesson about relationships, is that not everybody do gotta know your fucking business.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes, you work on shit on your own. You don't need to bring all of these other people into your problems. Okay. And that's okay. And, like, the thing about regular show is that those are things that we actually, sometimes there's shit that what we do just gotta learn the hard way. Like, we gotta actually, like, get our heart broken. We gotta get disappointed in order for us to learn the next time and don't get hurt again. And, like, I really appreciate that about regular show. Especially, and, like, it almost kind of ties into the ending where like how Pops died, spoilers, where he just was just tired of like fighting. Like just like sometimes you just gotta sit back. Like we're gonna keep doing this over and over again. So there's only one way out of this.
Agreed.
He ascended.
Not just that, but it was beautiful the way that, again, like technically the whole breadcrumbs of regular show starts with the strange man from Lolliland. Naive man from Lolliland, and it's like it ends with Pops, and it's like it's a beautiful beginning to end.
Like it thoroughly shows us that no matter what happens, Pops will always be himself.
Yeah,
he will always show the best he will always show you the best of humanity by like not taking it personally when people hurt him.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
like he understands that that's who they are and that's okay. But like I like the thing like I tell myself all the time is that it is incredibly easy to be an asshole, but the difficulty of keeping a filter is much more rewarding because you get to show people your kindness.
100%. Absolutely, man. Your point on Pops will lead me to the final thing, and that is just briefly. Then I'll send them. This will end for now. It's already been announced that J.G. Quintel is back for a new variation of regular show.
The Lost Tapes.
Yeah. Is that what it's called now? It's officially called The Lost Tapes?
Yes.
So it is going to be Mordecai and Reed.
I'm surprised he's still willing to work with them after how they treated fucking Close Enough.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I mean, there already are comics of them if their adult selves. I'm hoping that... I do kind of hope a little bit that they delve more into them as the future, rather than just like doing a bunch of random episodes of shit that we never seen before.
Yeah,
I really like to see Close Enough come back, but we can't wish for everything.
Yeah. I think honestly, if I personally didn't know that they were going to do Mordecai and Rigby again, it's kind of the thing that I said when Fairly Odd Parents was ending. I was hoping, okay, if you're going to redo Fairly Odd Parents, if you're going to go back to these properties, let's get a new cast of fairies and a new character. Let's get new characters that are of regular show. Let's get a completely different.
A new Wish though.
Let's not get the park. Let's not get the. That's personally, if you're going to do regular show, but you're going to use that structure, I do think you could do different. You could have different characters and still have a sense of relatability.
Mm-hmm.
I do think there is a risk there of losing that sense that regular show was so good at, because by the end of the run, I kind of was toned out of regular show by the time it got to those last few seasons.
Like I said in the history segment, like Close Enough was like a natural progression for a regular show. It did feel like a good sequel, even though these were different characters. It felt like this was like the natural progression of I guess Quintel's his name.
Yeah,
Quintel's Quintel's world.
Yes,
it just felt like a sequel.
Absolutely.
Like a really good successor.
Technically, it was because they all existed in the same universe. The park, remember the park.
I know technically, but not in the show's actual state. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of the show's feeling itself, it just felt like a sequel. Which is still baffling that it was like treated like absolute garbage because of it's fucking Zaslav.
Yeah. Still better than what Final Space got.
Before Zaslav. That was Christine Miller.
That was Miller, and then he had to deal with Zaslav. But that was Miller, which again
it was taken off before, completely I know it was it was like not renewed, but like
was it in production? No, because Miller wasn't. When was that in production? When did Close Enough get?
I know it
Close Enough got to give you an example of like how bad Close Enough was treated. Close Enough was also treated the same way Infinity Train was treated. And that was way before David Zaslav.
That was the Miller. If it was Infinity Train run, if they were in production while Infinity Train was on, that was the Zaslav.
I thought David Zaslav was there when that was like erased.
Zaslav came in at COVID era, right? That was COVID era when he came in because he was the head honcho that was slashing things because things were going so left.
I know it wasn't. I know like that and those two wasn't like really renewed, but like because I know. When he, I mean, I don't remember. My timeline could be like mixed, but I remember when he got.
It's sad that we're getting so old that I don't even remember 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I remember like just a lot of things were just getting completely slashed off streaming services,
and that was the Miller.
Since I talked a little bit about Junji Ito, you want to know what I hate? Like they got the worst of the budget. Uzumaki.
Oh no! Oh, come on! I don't. That's a whole. Oh my god, dude! Uzumaki got a.
We'll get back to that.
That'll be.
We meant to do that a while ago.
Pissed off at Uzumaki, not even like at the staff, because I could smell the syrup. I know what happened.
They cut
the budget in half.
We'll get more on that on the Uzumaki cartoon channel.
Yes.
We gotta get going, man.
8-episode budgets of 4 episodes and compress it all into one.
Austin, you're still going! I said we'll get to that in the Uzumaki cartoon chat! It's been long, come on, man!
Out and bought the manga.
Yeah, agreed. No, that's a whole story on its own. And we obviously, again, that's why, again, like, we love doing this. Again, so we're going to wrap this segment of the episode here. It was great to have you guys, obviously. Again, AJETT, find him on social media. Find him, obviously, at his events in the summer. Again, the big one at Auto Bar here in Baltimore. Of course, appreciate Lana.
Find him at Arby's. He's taking the dumpster.
Lana will be back for the second half after this quick break.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Martin, we appreciate you for being here. The Sir himself for stepping in, checking out the power, and talking about it. Again, I appreciate you guys for literally, like, everything. Again, even though 50 episodes doesn't seem like much, it is crazy that, again, we're at episode 50 of Cartoon Chat.
Yeah.
It's fun to do these every time. Again, I had, no joke, like, again, Jackie Chan Adventures, I bring it up, not as a joke, but it was seriously fun because it was, me and Austin talked about a ton of them. Mark and I talked about a ton of them. But you came in, you were a guest, talked about Jackie Chan Adventures. This was something I hadn't seen in years, and it was, and that's that at its crux.
I'm sure that show was a good memory.
Is what I love about.
It's crazy because
shut up! I didn't start a conversation. I just said that we're in an outro.
Right. So, but that is legitimately the whole point of Cartoon Chat: is enjoying it, getting perspective, and even if someone doesn't watch the correct episode, we are all enjoying it at the end of the day. And but yeah, again, I appreciate all you guys for joining. Again, we're gonna be right back with a new cast of characters, and thank you for
more of me. You can find me on the moon. Whoa!
Oh no, Rigby's been turned into a bike and he needs your help to ride his way out of this mess. Go online now to play the new regular show game, Rig BMX.
Maybe from the starting point, you probably like them. You probably grow on them.
No. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do with Jade. Like, I watched all of season 1. I understand what they're trying to do, but every time they would bring her back in, it was like every time she appears, like there was an episode where like it's like they go and they have a school episode, or it starts where she's at school. I like that premise better, where it's like she's away from them, and we can just deal with her in her own misadventures. But don't put her with Jackie Chan, please. Can I just see Jackie Chan being cool? Like, it felt like it was like SpongeBob and Squidward. Like, yeah, sometimes SpongeBob is helping Squidward, but she's pissed him off usually, or she's not in the way always. But that's the whole thing about deja vu, is like you have to keep telling her, yeah, you are a part of the team. Yes, you're worthy. Yes, you're not in the way. It's like she says literally somewhere in that episode, I did do this. I was in the way, wasn't I? And I was thinking, yes, you were in the fucking way. You were in the way for so many episodes.
I'll try better.
God,
I'll
you
try
fucking
better
were
to recommend.
No. But that's just the thing.
Take us to the moon, take us to the moon, whoa!
Alright, welcome back to episode 50 of Cartoon Chat. Here we are discussing the second half of our episode selections. Of course, we were joined earlier by Austin, by Lana, by Martin. We have now changed our crew up. It is a fantastic 3, including myself and Mark, but our third member is new. It's a first-time person on Cartoon Chat. He's been on Screen Blast episodes, on Blasting Truck Reports before, all over the place. He's been in video game tournaments. He is another legend. He is Bacon.
Hello. Hey, what's up? What's happening, everybody?
Hi, I'm Bacon. I want to kill myself.
Get him off the screen. He's in the captain's chair.
Hello, everybody.
He's
I'm
on
the
my
captain
seat when
for
I walk
the day.
in.
Hey.
Refer to me as Captain Toad.
All right. I may or may not recall that. Do you have anywhere that you will be at video game tournament wise in the next year? Because I can shout out anywhere.
So with how the state of Tekken is going out right now, I ain't doing shit.
Ooh, that sounds. I was gonna say it sounds like it's going great from.
Oh no, it's going the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. They absolutely fun.
They actually, because like usually like developers, especially Japanese ones, are kind of arrogant. And they don't like to admit defeat. They actually admitted to an apology.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
They actually had to apologize. So wait, are they gonna fix it, or it's like too far to fix? Because like I remember hearing like people were making mods on Tekken, and like someone made a mod of just like of Tekken 8 no heat, and it's like everyone's just like the dream, and it's like, oh damn. Yeah. A mod to take out a whole fucking mechanic that made the fucking that was the reason to make the fucking sequel. God damn.
So I'm gonna try to keep this brief. I understand the direction and the vision that they're going with, but the execution is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Jesus.
And that's like the biggest thing that's like holding them back. And a lot of the changes that they're making, especially with them saying, hey, we're gonna buff defense. They're the exact opposite. We're all just like,
so there's people that are like, I hear that it's funny. So like, there's people who are like, just like going to different. They're like, I'm going to Street Fighter. I'm going.
Yeah, it's that bad.
I'm going to Virtual Fighter. But people are just like, I'm going. People are just going back to 7, and some people are even going as far as to just doing tag tournament 2, just without the tag part.
Yep. I'm gonna put it to you like this: imagine you go to McDonald's and you be like, hey, I don't want cheese on my bacon, on my cheese and bacon burger. Not only did they give you cheese, they added more cheese, and we're just like, what the fuck? Are you trying to kill me? I'm allergic to cheese. And they're like, yeah, maybe.
Crazy.
Maybe.
Talking about cheese, we're gonna get into.
So like,
no, we are not. No.
Oh damn it.
No. This is great, but we'll save it for a blasting turbo report. Of course.
No, well, fuck this podcast. We don't have blasting turbo reports.
Of course. What did you say, Captain Toad? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I'm going with bacon. I'm sorry.
Is Regular Show a fighting game?
No.
It can be.
It could
be.
Now, you selected an episode that we are about to get into, but of course, everyone has... Mark's turning yellow. But of course... everyone gets a chance to... Everyone gets a chance to nominate an animated series, short, or movie that you want to have a Cartoon Chat episode on. Bacon, Brian, it is your turn to select an episode, something. What would you nominate? Jesus, I'm gonna get used to the fact that Mark is not at the captain chair. What would you nominate for a Cartoon Chat?
So for a whole entire cartoon, one of the ones that I liked a lot, just in general, is Powerpuff Girls. I really do enjoy just that whole entire series, the original series.
Right.
Back on Boomerang.
You watch a girl show? What are you, gay?
Okay.
Hey, put some respect on the girls, alright?
Agreed.
Nah, I love that show. I love that show. I really.
We did the movie,
and
which I did not like.
The first one,
and we kind of did this.
There's only one movie.
Oh, you didn't like that?
Dummy. It's not humorous. It's not as humorous as the show is.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's a good representation of the show.
What?
We could definitely discuss that later.
I'm gonna get quick. Because the show is a pure comedy. It's funny and like
yes. It's comedic in the sense
it does have jokes, but like it's too
you don't like the
it's
fact
too sentimental.
You don't like the fact that they use the movie as the moment to get super sentimental, whereas the series itself is much more.
I don't think it's a good representation for how because the show is funny.
I think some series use the movies as a time to get more grounded and serious, whereas some of them just use it as an extension of itself. I agree, Powerpuff Girls is not an extension. The movie is not an extension of itself. It's a more there's a different tone to it.
Yeah,
but I think that's to its benefit because it's already at its end. They're reaching toward the end, so it's like let's try this way.
I didn't feel it was a good balance.
Okay, I mean, I still think it's
Rugrats is more sentimental. The Rugrats movie, the first one,
yes.
Both Rugrats in Paris and the first one, Gone Wild doesn't exist. But like, and I like them. I like it. Well, Gone Wild doesn't apply this
compared to those two.
Yeah,
that's a crossover.
And Paris are very sentimental compared to the show, but I think they got the balance just right.
Yes,
where it does feel like the show, and it's a good representation of the show.
Yeah.
But that's
absolutely.
That's all.
No, but I get you. 100%. Like, but you still think that Powerpuff Girls movie? Well, it's good. It's just not.
It's fine. It's fine, but it's not a good.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. What? I don't think it's great, but it's good.
Talked about it like, oh, this was a fun time.
No, when I said it wasn't like, I was said on the show when I was on the show, I was like it was okay, but like I don't think it's like by good representation of the show. It's like if I was to introduce anybody to the Powerpuff Girls, I would not choose the movie first.
No, because you know well.
No. Because even though it's an origin story, it's a not good representation of what the show is.
No, it's a lot of payoff for watching the show, but it's not at all.
Yes.
it's not at all a great starting point.
Yes.
Whereas again,
because Martin said it was a good starting point, I would disagree with that.
Whereas again, regular show, the movie, it's like that is. I still think. Well, same.
I can easily see that. That looked like could be good.
You could argue both because it's a payoff.
I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the regular show yet, but yeah.
But also, if you watch the movie, you're kind of missing the value of seeing this duo.
And you know another good example?
Yeah.
I would not. If anybody was trying to get into Bob's Burgers, I would not tell them.
No, get away, go away.
The Bob's Burger movies, yeah. I like it. It's a good, nice little movie, but it's not a good representation of like the best parts of the show.
Yeah.
It can even represent the show a little bit, especially with in tone and stuff. But like, there is way better episodes, even in the first season of the show than the movie. Right. I'm not saying the movie is bad. It's just like not very lackluster. Honestly, kind of disappointing to compare to what the show is. But the show just feels like a decent episode, but not. It doesn't feel like it should have been the epic movie.
Hey, one quick question I want to ask you before we get into this.
Yeah.
Would you all?
And we are talking about burgers.
I know. Would you all do a high-speed game of tag?
A high-speed game of tag?
Yeah. If you had like super speed.
Like if you had like A-Train's power?
Why not? Yeah.
Oh, any superpower I have, I'm gonna abuse the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Like I have morals, but like I shouldn't be trusted with any superpower. I will abuse the fuck out of it, and I probably would become a terrorist.
We're not talking about that shit. What the hell?
You just said tag, and you're like, I'm gonna.
Well, yes.
No. Let me explain. You said, he just asked, hey, would you guys like use the Flash's power to play tag? And then you said, I will hit the World Trade Center again. That's
pretty much the equivalent to.
Yeah, but like, no. What I'm saying is like, I wouldn't be a terrorist on purpose. I don't have a terrorist mentality, but like, it's just like I would just be doing. If I had destructive powers, I would just be doing stuff like if I throw something, I would hit a building like, oh.
Feds, I promise you, this is.
I didn't do it on purpose, but I just end up, throwing a ball and it caused a crater in the ground and killed a bunch of people. My bad.
For legal reasons.
I don't know my own strength, but I have superpowers, so can you blame me?
Look at me, he's joking. He's absolutely joking. Don't
believe we're gonna end this.
Kill them all!
All right. 60 seconds on this.
He's my accomplice.
60 seconds left on this ideal topic for Cartoon Chat. But like for instance, like Mark's talking about, if for instance the whole thing in Age of Ultron where like the thing falls on him, and then in Civil War it's a whole big deal, I would think. I would be like, I don't feel that bad because like I saved people and shit's gonna happen. Like I would look at, hey, American military, you guys also fucked up.
Now,
so don't look at me.
Okay, so like, so have you guys seen like every episode of regular show?
Swann, right here.
Again, we got 28 seconds.
Have you guys seen every episode of regular show?
No.
I have not.
Okay, is there like an episode of regular show that they got superpowers?
Well, there's the DEF Do episode where they learn the Kwon-Do skill, and then suddenly like they're fighting it. They abuse the power to the point where they crater so far into the earth that they get to the point of a magma chamber, and Rigby's still going crazy, and then Mordecai's like, "Dude, fucking stop! You're abusing your power so much that we're gonna fuck."
That's me with superpowers.
And reminding us that we are talking about regular show.
We're all cooked.
In fact, we were talking about the powers. That's me with the piano too. I would do the same exact. I would do pretty much the same thing they would do.
Indeed. Now, we are back. This is Brian's episode, Bacon's episode, season 3, episode 21, the best burger in the world. This was written by Andres Salaf. This debuted April 9th, 2012, and Brian, we're going to do what we did with everyone else. Can you just tell us a brief synopsis, a brief idea of what the episode is?
All right, so you got. As you can see in the display, you got the legendary motherfucking sandwich. Sits like this high. It's like about that big. And give your heart disease by like that much. It's just a big ball of fucking grease. It's the worst sandwich you should possibly eat. However, I want to try it at least once.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to this.
Dude, I've seen people like I love when people remake food in real life. Something I want to try that I know will kill me is I want to try the it was the double like the double fried Krabby Patty on a stick where the guy forgot the mayonnaise.
My god.
Double fried Krabby on a stick.
He gets it.
Like I would like to try that. Like I would try that too, but I'll just like take like 1/4 of a bite.
2 to 3 bites, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta split it up between like the week, you know.
Dude, I'm scared to take a bite. I think it's gonna kill me.
You know. This reminds me of the time when a friend first.
I already have bad eating habits, by the way. So yeah.
What's that YouTube show called?
Regular show?
No. It's a show where like it's a couple of dudes and they just be like cooking like the wildest food creations.
Good Mythical Morning.
Not that.
Is it a live action show or a cartoon?
No, it's real people. Like actually.
I know there's.
And it's like gay bacon strips.
What? Gay bacon strips?
Oh, Happy Meal Time.
Yeah, Happy Meal Time. Okay. There you go.
Bacon bits, bacon bits, bacon bits.
Yeah, they just slapping that shit on there. I was like, yeah. I'll be in the front chair celebrating that shit. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Nice.
I did not sell my soul to them.
You didn't sell your soul?
Bacon bits, no.
Well, that's a respectable choice.
That's your son's name.
But
I'm Bacon. This is my son, Bacon Bits.
Yeah, don't call him Bits though.
That'd be the greatest running gag of all time.
Absolutely.
If you ever get a child, just which you probably will by accident, just name him Bacon. Just name him Bacon Bits. That's his gamer name.
Yes.
Wait, what?
That is wild.
Well, it's a little close to another word that would be little. He's gonna get bullied throughout the rest of his life. Hey, bacon.
That's just his nickname.
Yeah, he's gonna get bullied by us 3.
Hey, Bacon Bitch.
His actual legal name is fucker or the N-word.
Okay, all right. I let this go for 3 minutes.
Fair enough.
Bryan, can you explain an ideal, just a brief synopsis of what happens in this episode?
Okay, so Mordecai and Rigby, they come to find out that hey, we got this epic sandwich that comes once, damn near a lifetime, and it's like one of those lifetimes where you better behold that your parents procreated at the right time, so you can fall right within that time frame to get it. It's only one day. They gotta get through a whole bunch of stuff, and once they do that, they get the free time. They get the sandwich.
It's legendary.
That cook must be immortal or some shit. I can believe it.
Dude, I legitimately love that at the end of the episode, like, and because we're going to talk just briefly about throughout the episode, but I love at the end, it's like, the way that, I think it's Rigby that uses,
yes,
he takes the
wheel stopper
off, and it's almost like as if it was to be, like, it's like a spiritual thing of like, this is just how it's supposed to be, like, he could have hypothetically stayed there, but it's supposed to be this way where, nope, and the thing just slides away. And he's gone. Because he did say last call, and it's like, yeah, like, and that's just how it goes. It's almost like it was, you know what I mean? Like, just,
yes.
Like, the choice that was made was going to happen, which led to the fucking food truck going back down into the pits of wherever it came from. Like, I thought that was fucking awesome as a choice. Like,
I like to see it as, like, they didn't come from the pits, they just, like, they were just gonna drive off, but like because they're kind of able to fight, they were just going to stay there, and they could have got the burgers, but they just killed them. They're just dead. They're just dead.
You think there's no more of this?
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh my god!
They killed the food people because the truck did explode.
It did explode. Oh yeah, it did explode. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, shit. I do though.
Like, just like I forgot to mention this about the Wrap It Up episode. The rappers are going.
The bearskin episode.
No, Wrap It Up.
Yeah, bearskin.
That's what. Are you seeing for real?
Yeah, the bearskin.
Tyler, the Creator.
The lambskin.
Donald Glover.
Yeah, Wrap It Up. The lambskin. Right, Bryan.
If it's what I think you're referring to, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
The episode of regular show where you're fucking killing. Wait,
you saw that one. Yeah.
Okay, well anyway, like the Wrap It Up episode, the end of that when Pops won.
Yes.
They die. They're gone.
They all die.
Yeah, they're just go. Cause I was like, oh, wait, where'd they go? And I was just like looking at Lana, like, oh, they fucking died.
Or they literally died.
Yeah, he killed them.
It's wild.
But that's what's funny about this show. Like people will just explode and die.
They will just cease to exist by exploding.
Yeah,
combustion.
Characters, antagonists will just cease to exist. There's no.
Hey, look, man.
There's no defeating. Sometimes there's no like. It's just like. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, look, if you're locked in, that wouldn't happen to you. That's all I'm saying.
Totally. That is the other thing. Is if you're but if you're too locked in, it'll still happen. You gotta be in the right. You gotta be in the chill balance of regular show.
Yeah,
that's how that works. One of the things about this,
like Skips,
is like Skips, who almost died because Rigby tried to show him a cake after he was trying to fucking. He's trying to do his yearly thing, and fucking Rigby shows him a cake, and then he literally gets out of whack with it, which almost kills Skips. until Mordecai and Rigby sacrifice a cake so that Skips can survive. So even Skips can fucking die in this fucking thing.
He was supposed to die in the first episode, getting eaten by a giant monster on the moon.
Yes.
If Rigby didn't hand bone.
Rigby. But what I like about this episode is, like, as much as it's called the best burger in the world, it's literally not even about the burger. It is a great callback to the idea of finish your chores and then you can have fun. This is so much of that, like, get your shit together and just, that's all you gotta do. And, like, the call of, like, I remember this feeling so many times in the summer of, like, when I was a kid, of, like, fuck, I want to really have some fun. I want to get out there and, like, nope, finish your shit. Just, all you gotta do is just finish your shit. And it's like, can I just like kind of cheat my way around this maybe?
No.
And it's like, no.
I
love this.
I love the threat that is like Benson's not even threatening to fire him. He's like, no, I'm not firing you guys. You're just like, he's like a parent to them at certain episodes.
He's literally a parent.
Like, you guys aren't gonna get fired. You guys are just stuck with me. So I'm gonna make sure you just do what I say because you guys are fucking annoying.
You're not locked in enough.
Because realistically, if I was to do that to my boss, she wouldn't chase me down. She'd be like, "Oh, you're gone. You're fired." Okay.
That's it. Just
not even
like if I left my job to go to a food truck and I'm supposed to like fucking do something. Yeah, I'm like, oh, he left his post. Oh, he's fired. Okay.
By the way, I do like the fact that like they do in the episode they do write in the fact, hey, like usually like they would actually do it and like get it done. Because, like, this is like, all right, fine, we'll get it done, and then we'll help you. But then the reason why they're literally not going to follow the rules and they go into this thing of using a piece of crazy tech to then try to get the burger is, it literally becomes a ticking clock moment. So it's like, well, fuck, now we literally have to cheat, because there's no way in hell we're going to finish this. Because, like, they use these weird ass random fucking clone things that don't make them clones, but they're just like stills. They're just stills of themselves, you know. And it's like it almost isn't necessary in this episode, but it fits, like, because it's a situation that like it's funny when they show up and try to get the burgers.
Like I noticed with regular show, like it's from the episodes we watch, especially like from the later ones. Like earlier, it seems like they do like a normal thing, and then that normal thing they go too far with it, and it becomes like some kind of weird thing, and that's a surprising thing, and that surprises them. In the later episodes, like this one, they just come across the hologram machine, and it's just like, because they already assume the viewers already know this world, and it's like, yeah, just weird, just like this, like why not? Hologram is just here because it just makes sense. Like Pops just has this. Yeah. Just because he just has it. He just likes it. And like Rigby has a time machine. Because of course he's Rigby. He would have a time machine. It's just like getting ahead of myself to the next episode, but like, yeah, Rigby just has a time machine. Right. That's it. And it's like a lot of the later episodes I've noticed, I haven't seen the whole show in sequence, but like from what it seems like, it's like they just get more comfortable. It's just like, yeah, the world's just like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're not. Wait a minute, we need to fucking explain this. Like, again, difference between, the Adventure Time thing, regular show thing. Like, you're really like, why is this here? Why is this here? It's like regular.
Why is this normal device just suddenly haunted with like?
But then
world-ending shit. And it's like, no, that's just.
But regular show is that, yeah, exactly. Where it's like, it doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? We're watching this because it's the crew that we're following to experience this random goofy shit, and that's what's great about it. I thought this episode was awesome. I like the. I think, though, it is funny when these holograms, thank you, the holograms, like, they also want the fucking burger. Because at first, it's like, also the way Benson is, like, not catching on is fucking hilarious. Because to the audience, it's like, it's clear. But I guess to Benson, he doesn't catch on. But then when he does, he's so pissed off progressively, it's like, alright guys, stop fucking, why are they still sitting there? Why are they still sitting there? And he's like, it's like building up with fucking, he's so angry, it's so good. But like, so you're already paying attention to Benson trying to go after them, then the holograms go after them, but all
it's oddly suspenseful.
Yes.
Because you're just rooting for Mordecai to make me get those burgers, and I was like, fuck, because I've been there before, like, make the food, I gotta do this one thing, come on!
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to catch a movie, and I'm trying to sneak food in, but like, I'm waiting for the fast food service to get my order ready, like...
I was getting very much... Go ahead. Yeah, I was getting a lot of Texas energy from SpongeBob when Benson like realized and started going after him. You know what I mean? Just like, oh shit, oh fuck, like, oh no. But yeah, this is a great kind of move over because I wanted to talk about this briefly, but I wanted to kind of relate this to and ask you guys what your choices would be out of these few selections. But one of the things that Regular Show is known for is its come on, buddy.
Whoa, what? What's going on in that slide?
It's porn. But no, the one thing Regular Show is known for.
What's the other thing I didn't see?
No, it's bad. It's the bad kiss episode.
Okay.
But it's food.
In their nose.
And this is just a select set of the food. Like, I love how Regular Show like kind of excitingly focuses episodes on certain food things, because it's like you see a commercial for something and you see a delicious thing. It's like, yeah, I probably want to try that. Fuck it. And it's like they have the same sense, and they'll make some wacky ass shit. Like, obviously, we talked, again, the ultimatum is crazy. It's a cheeseburger stuffed inside a cheeseburger patty using 2 deep-fried cheeseburgers as buns with Himalayan ketchup. And then there's an Idaho version that has potato chips inside of it as well. Like, it's fucking stupid. But it's like, I love these ideas. The Excellent Challenge, I always thought, I could probably fucking finish that. Like, I do think, but not in the time that they require.
No, yeah, not in the time.
But Excellent Challenge, I have wanted. It's like that shit. When I remember the Excellent episode. It's like, fuck, man. I actually.
That does look really good. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, yeah, like 12 eggs. Like,
it's like a 5-pound bowl of fruit. Yeah, I might be able to eat that.
Yeah. The crazy shit goes to Mississippi Queen. That whole episode, Mississippi Queen, was wild.
All I'm gonna say is that you might actually start hallucinating if you drink some shit like that. Hey, look at me. You drank that?
I've seen videos of all of these being made in real life.
Absolutely finished. You drink that shit right there, you're done.
I agree.
Absolutely done.
Agreed. Like Mark said, like, that's what I love, is these are not, they're fictional, but they're not, because you can still technically make them, which is like
these had to be in a writer's room. It's like they had to come up with like unique foods, and it's like how about we make this?
Yeah. But it's like, I love so much this idea. Like, okay, like, we'll make some random fucking food, but like,
it might be fire.
But you can make it. What's your preference, guys, out of these 4?
I will be honest
5
with you.
out of these 5. Sorry, remember, Ultimatum's up top. No pick.
Yeah. Now I have seen the Ultimatum actually be made before.
Yeah, I saw.
I've seen it be made before. So I am leaning very heavily in towards that particular sandwich. Now, as our resident sandwich expert.
Well, of course, you are the one.
Ultimatum. For sure.
Well, here's the thing.
It's the best sandwich to ever exist.
The thing.
It's a sandwich in a sandwich made into a sandwich.
What Bryan said, because the Excellent Challenge looks like a breakfast I had before, but bigger. The Sandwich of Death looks like a meatball grinder I had before,
I should mention,
bigger.
I want not to cut you off. The Sandwich of Death actually has an even worse Sandwich of Death. It's a double-decker Sandwich of Death. That's apparently the deadliest sandwich ever made, because if you eat that, you will instantly die.
Yeah, it looks like something I
but like,
way bigger.
Remember, it's Sandwich of Death. Go ahead.
Grilled cheese deluxe. What does that look like?
What's the grilled cheese deluxe? It's called the deluxe, but it's literally just a classic grilled cheese.
Oh, okay. No, that's a great grilled cheese. The only thing I haven't tried
with the olive on top.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not I wouldn't really try for enjoyment, just for a challenge, but just for the challenges in Mississippi Queen. I would not eat that for luxury.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is, if I don't hallucinate, I'm gonna be upset. I want to be able to be like you know, like the old 3D glasses with the red and the blue.
Oh yeah.
I want to be able to like look and pretend like I have that vision after drinking the Mississippi Queen. I want to be able to like look at that shit and then be like, yo, why am I seeing?
Even by comparison, you're gonna be like the 2 main characters from the 2 a.m. to the p.m. short.
There you go.
That's it's the regular show pilot animatic. Because
they're gonna go.
Yeah, they were on acid and like they hallucinated themselves as a blue jay bird in the
raccoon
and in the gumball machine.
Yeah, I will say the Mississippi Queen. You may not go anywhere with that, but
I want to be in the ER.
But you certainly are gonna pass out from some sort of chemical related coma, guaranteed, just because of all the combination. If you drink a whole fucking cauldron of that shit, guaranteed. But yeah, again, shout out to Regular Show with the food. I love it. We're gonna go ahead and any final thoughts on this episode, because we're gonna move on to the.
Jolly good show.
To the.
It's funny that they don't win, but at the same time you don't feel bad for them, because you just feel like, yeah, it's fair. they did like they were slacking off on their chores.
Yeah, no, that's when Benson gets the gratification and he's like chomping on the fucking burgers. It's like I hate him, but I don't, because you motherfuckers all like I understand you probably wouldn't have gotten it done, but like you guys literally all the attempts of constantly trying to cheat your way through is what got you to the how slow you finally are behind the curve. Like I also love the evil situation of everyone else has a burger, they're all eating it right in front of them. That shit is so mean.
Well, it's not. It's mean. They just want it, and they earned it too.
No, I know, but it's like again when you're a kid and you're sitting there and you've got whatever you got to do, and you hear your like a couple people outside that are just playing games, whatever the fuck they're doing outside. Like it's like fuck. I just want to be out there.
What's actually mean is what Benson does. Like Benson does in the beginning of the episode, like, okay, you guys do this. Mark and Reby, I don't have much for you guys to do today. And then it's like, except for everything else in the park. You didn't do it last week.
Dumbass. So it still is.
We got him.
Yeah, absolutely great.
And you're not getting that burger truck until you finish your chores. Because he knows exactly what they want, and that's fucking hilarious.
Yes, indeed. All right.
But yeah, this is a great episode.
It's a
all this talk about food is making me hungry.
It's amazing that again this episode's called the best burger in the world, but again it really doesn't have anything to do with the burger, which is fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah, it's funny again.
The burger's everything.
The
burger's the whole reason why this whole episode exists.
I love when TV shows can make a lot of expense out of very low stakes.
Yes.
Very low silly stakes, and it's like it's just so fun to have like high suspense for that because it just feels personal.
Totally. All right, we're gonna move on to the last episode, my episode pick here, and this was Bad Kiss. So don't mind the bottom left picture. So what do
you mean? What's
going on there?
Like he's literally balling. You see the ball right there? He about to go crazy.
I love that screenshot because it's like you really cannot tell that all they're trying to do is get the other guy to. And once I explain the episode, you'll understand.
Okay, go ahead.
So, season 3, episode 39, Bad Kiss.
Do you
I know you're checking the time. I adjusted it for 15 minutes. We're still good. All right, it's 8:50.
You can stop explaining it.
Swann, do you kiss with your eyes open?
No.
Okay, just
you two can find out right. You two can find out right now. I'll leave the room.
Even long in the relationship,
it was
all right, no.
Hey, put it on the pay-per-view.
All right,
it's content.
All right. Anyway, so Bad Kiss was written by Sean Seals and Kat Morris. It debuted September 3rd, 2012. This episode follows a situation that is just it's again the perfect thing with a regular show. It's another relatable moment where you just kind of fuck up at the wrong time. Bad Kiss is literally all about Mordecai finally gets a moment of, hey, maybe getting a kiss from Margaret, and what ends up happening is he literally has bad breath, which just stains the entire fucking situation. Mordecai is anxious about it. It kind of affects the entire night, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Rigby out of the blue is like, well, fuck it, I have a time machine. You can just kind of fix it. So what we get is, again, the wild and wacky journey of a wild and wacky time journey to fix a situation that's extremely relatable, and it gets so out of hand so quickly. But again, because it's a regular show, it is just traveling along that route, and the end goal is pretty good. It's like, you know what, I'm fine with this now. But like, I love the journey because again, like Bad Kiss, it just really puts you in that moment where again you're just like, not only did I fuck this up, but it's the post game in your own mind. It's that shitty post game in your head of like, fuck. Not only did I fuck it up, but like I really, really want to go back in time and fix it. Like I really want to go back in time and just
brush your fucking teeth.
Turn this shit all around because I really should have had that. I also like the fact that again it puts Rigby in the straight man spot, which in the beginning it's like very often Mordecai's the guy that's like doing the mindset of, hey man, get your shit together. But again, it gives Rigby a lead spot in a situation that it gives Rigby something that he is very good at in comparison to earlier where it's like, Rigby, you're always kind of fucking up. It's like, not always, but very often it's Rigby that's kind of like not getting it. Whereas later down the line we see, oh, it's like, no, Mordecai has his faults too, and Rigby's right there to pick Mordecai up in that situation, and that's what I love about this episode. Is again, it's just, and also again how wacky Quintel and the team use this time machine. It's like, who gives a fuck? Even fucking Rigby has a second one. It's like out of the fucking blue. Why? Because, and that's it.
Well, like, what's funny was like, I thought when the episode began, when they introduced the time machine, I'm like, shit, this is connected to another episode I didn't see. And it's like,
I'm not doing that. Don't.
This connected to another episode I didn't see. Like there was an episode they probably got the time machine earlier, and it's like, oh no, he just has one, just because this is the first time it's just coming in.
Right.
You don't ever just have things just because, just like randomly out of nowhere.
Like, because the way they brought it up is like, we can just use my time machine, and it's like, oh. This is from an earlier episode where they probably got a time machine. And it's like, you mean that thing got scanned out of $15? Like, because this is the first time they gave it away that, like, this is the first time they've seen it, because, like, when they didn't know what to do with it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like, again, like you talked about earlier, like, the season 1 stuff. It's like, again, I go back to the Def Quan Do episode, where it's like, again, if something happens or they already had something, they'll reference it happening, but it's like, oh, maybe they took a piece of food or a piece of paper or something very minor. Now it's like, here's a fucking time machine that can just change shit, but I had a spare anyway. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, these are major things, but like they just have. But again, like it's because of the momentum and how the show happens. It's a fun ride. Anyway, I think again, this kind of thing does start to loosen up how you value regular show later on in the series. I do think that's why by the time you get to season 6 and 7, you're kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, like I'm kind of comfortable with. I'm fine. I don't need to follow this that much because again, you kind of know the structure of what's happening. But again, like I think this episode is a great example.
Keep going. I'm just.
You're checking audio.
Because I can't. I'm not in the seat anymore.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm the Captain Toad in this ship.
But yeah, like I think this episode is a perfect example of how excellent not only they are in regular show is and the writing team and everyone is in these relatable moments that you would want to get back and the feeling of that, but also just these interpersonal relationships between the characters. Like, you know, again, Mordecai and Margaret. Rigby and Irene, again, these character moments where it's like, okay, these characters have some sort of interaction, even minor characters that are there for a short period of time. One of my favorite episodes is the Muscle Man Trucker Dad episode. I think it's one of the best episodes of the show, but it's one of the best episodes of all time for me, of any series, because again, it's just an interpersonal relationship between how Muscle Man sees his dad, and he's trying to get this urn up to the mountain. It's like, it's a beautiful, legendary episode. But
ever?
Yeah. Ever. Yeah, because it's a I think it's a grand episode. Have you seen it?
Hey, you gotta send that over to me. I gotta see it.
Yeah, the Trucker Dad episode is awesome. And it's just because we know what Muscle Man is and we know how and to learn how he values it. It's like, okay, this is another great interpersonal relationship thing that regular show nails. You know. And then going back again to the relationship thing with female characters that, like, for instance, Mordecai likes. Like, there's an episode where Muscle Man and Muscle Woman are getting married, and Mordecai uses the best man speech to just fucking tell Margaret he has feelings in front of the girl that he's dating, CJ. And, like, that's a moment that I think everyone that watched it in the moment said, bro, like, don't fucking do this. But at the same time...
Oh, I remember seeing a post on Twitter, like, okay, like, it's when, like, when the secondhand embarrassment episode of any cartoon comes up, and everyone in that comment section just kept bringing up that episode.
Yes.
I haven't seen that episode, but like that's my way of finding out that episode existed. Like everyone, like not everyone, literally everyone, but like majority of people in the comments like kept bringing up that episode.
100%. Like that was like a moment. It was like when Star-Lord hit Thanos in Infinity War. It's like in the moment you're like fucking Christ, but like. It's an honest thing for that character to do. Like, these are characters that are very fleshed out. This is something that he feels very heartfelt about. It's in his head. He's been thinking about it all day. He's got to get it out. He doesn't have any other way. And it makes him an asshole. But he's a person. Well, he's a bird, but he's a person. And that's what people do. And that's what I think regular shows really fucking grand at as well. Like, that's why people love... That's one of, like, several reasons.
That sounds like an episode, like, if I did watch it,
if it comes up the second time again, it's like, I'm just gonna skip this. Not because it's bad, just because like, yeah. It's like that's like I'm relating a little too much. That's just a general feeling you get from secondhand embarrassment episodes. Like, I can't do this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Nah. Now see, if it was me, or actually no, better yet, if it was him, that'd be different. I would just laugh at you the whole time.
Hey, even Rigby was like, bro, the fuck are you doing? Like he was in the seat, but like he's like, what the fuck are you doing? But like, yeah, it's like, dude,
he wasn't locked in.
Like, what are you?
This episode was fun. The time travel rules wasn't very confusing.
Yeah, back to Bad Kiss, and not the wedding episode, but the Bad Kiss episode is it's fun. That's the fun. It's like this happens. It's super relatable. It's super like fuck. I know that moment, but then also, it's like the time travel shit just gets so out of hand and ridiculous.
And it references like past episodes.
What?
Are you a bad kisser?
No, not a bad kisser, but like, you know.
I don't know. You said it was relatable.
You never. All right. Inside baseball. You ever woke up?
Folks, they're about to kiss. Get ready. They're about to do it.
Mark, shut the
Stay tuned.
Oh my god. But Bryan, you never like, you know, like you wake up with whoever you're with and like, you know, like it's like you forget. It's like fuck. Like it's
folks. They're implying they
shut the fuck up. It's like
he's trying to woo me. Let it happen.
Nah, but it's 7 o'clock in the morning and you totally forgot. Ah, shit. Like it's like I don't like even if.
Oh, you relate to that too?
Even if it's like morning breath. Like I don't. People sometimes don't care about morning breath, but like I do. It's like I would usually like.
Hey, you're not the same giraffe from last night. Get out of here.
But yeah, again, that episode I think is I think this episode's great.
You relate to that, Swann?
And it's all right. I'm not getting further. Yeah. All right. So that in general, this kind of wraps up the episode. Unless, do you have any final thoughts on?
Oh yeah, like big one. I like how this episode.
Big what?
Huh?
Big what?
One.
Big butts. Big butts. Big Shark Tail. Butts. Big butts. But like you know what I'm talking about. That movie's so fucking stupid. Anyway,
CartoonChat.
But like, what I like about this episode is how much it trusts the audience. Because like, the thing about that whole situation is, you can pretty much tell. If you know the show, and you know Margaret's character.
Yeah.
You can probably assume she doesn't think it was like that serious of a situation, and like you would assume the episode would end with like they didn't change anything, and it turns out it wasn't that bad, but they actually do end up winning, and they do change the past. But like and they kind of figured you already know it wouldn't be that serious, but like the characters are on the mission to just treat that seriously and try to get out of it, and it's like okay, I wasn't expecting that, but like. Cool, they still get the win. But it is kind of weird because I'm more like, what timeline are we following? Because there's a timeline where Rigby is with the Mordecai that's like feels like he got cheated out of the kiss, and then there's a timeline of where Mordecai feel like he dodged a bullet.
Yes, it's all over the place. It's not necessarily multiversal, but it's more multiversal and multiversal madness.
Yeah.
Which isn't a high bar, but like this really gets you in that mental state of confusion.
I feel like if we're following that timeline, Mordecai is like he's a little bit pissed, but he gets over it.
But he gets over it. Yeah. If we were going in that route,
you know what he should have did?
What do you got?
He should have played some Snoop Dogg. Sexual seduction.
I think the problem is he would have done that, and then it would have amplified the bad breath. It would have been like, oh my god, and you were playing that? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh
it's a classic.
God.
This is a classic bit.
It's okay.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg, man.
Yeah, of course. And shout out to his commercials. Both of them. Both 2,000 of them at once.
Also, I forgot to mention earlier, but like this show kind of like the 2 a.m. PM short.
Yeah.
It just feels like two stoners hanging out.
Absolutely.
And that's what's cool about it. It gives you like Bill and Ted Wayne's World vibes. It's just, yeah.
Again, that's one of the great ones. That short there. Again, like doing this has been fun. Regular shows, legendary. It's one of the best. I think that it is truly one of my. Again, like the reason why we do this. It's personally I chose it because again, it's I think so many people's one of their favorite shows ever. It's personally one of my favorite shows ever. It's again connected with so many people, as you guys that have watched have seen, and there's so many episodes that we could have pulled from. In fact, if we did another one of these with different people, we'd probably get a bunch of different episodes.
I'm gonna throw it out there right now. It's sealed. Next year around, we're just doing a movie.
Okay.
Next year, yeah.
Fair enough.
We're just doing a movie next year.
My only final thoughts is for everybody out there that actually does watch anything, any anime or cartoon stuff like that, and you see some weird food creation, you must cook it. Trust me on this one. Just attempt it. Do it. I don't care how much research you gotta do. You gotta do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. My name is not Bacon for no reason.
His name is the woman called him Bacon Bits.
Oh no. I don't know if that. Of course, you can find.
Wait. What did you say? What you think of the episode?
Oh fuck! I don't think.
No, I gave more of a synopsis.
Of the kissing.
What is your opinion on that episode? Did you like it?
The kissing?
Hate it?
The kipping episode?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I didn't watch it. Unfortunately. I didn't know I had to watch that particular episode. I did watch mine though.
Hey.
I'm better now. Officer, I had no part. I was not a witness.
I died. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Respawn, baby.
And if you being back is the perfect time to say, guys, appreciate you for watching this episode of Fire. Okay, so I think we're good. No fire, no problems. But guys, of course, we can say thank you for watching. If you've stayed this long to the 50th episode of Cartoon Chat, again, thank you for
watching us for 50 years. Thank you for coming to our 50-year anniversary. We've been at this for a while.
Yeah, we're still so young.
Which is kind of like a shame for how much views we're getting right now. If we've been around for 50 years.
Hey, there are people scarily enough that have like thousands of episodes.
Shout out to all my people in Switzerland.
Yeah, they're still going strong.
Still going strong.
I love you.
Yeah, but at what purpose?
They're just like me for real.
Guys, of course, you can find Mark. Where can they find you? Always, where can they find you in the yellow?
Kicking a dumpster behind an Arby's. Call back. But no, they can find me at K9Business. That's K9BISKUTS.com.
All right, and Bryan Bacon, where can they find you?
If you won't see me at the nearest tournament, I will be on Marvel Rivals. If you see Bible White, run.
What?
What?
The Bible.
Bible White, yes, that's my name on Marvel Rivals.
Okay, if you see a building with the tournament in it, go to the alleyway of that building. You'll see a big sign that says prostitution. You'll find Bacon there.
Oh, hey, I'll be over there too.
It sounds about right.
Yep.
Gotta keep the ecosystem alive.
He's the prostitute.
Oh my god. Of course, you can find me at Bryan the Baltimorean on Instagram. You can find me.
He doesn't even live there anymore.
At Democracy on YouTube, and of course here on Cartoon Chat. Guys, appreciate you for watching. Appreciate everyone who's actually been a part of Cartoon Chat for the 50 episodes.
I
And
know
stay
where you
tuned.
all live at.
Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you for watching. Mark, take them out of here.
All right. Wait. Hold on. Bacon, dance. Yeah. Party 50th anniversary. This guy sucks. All right. Log it out, everybody.